sidelines right now.
Now, the team that I'm really worried for has to be Infinity. Now, they were camping the bridge, but look at the late rotation coming outside from Na'Vi. Now, they are going to wrap up right behind Infinity, and I don't feel like Infinity are going to expect anyone to be right on the back. It's a 2-2 split coming out from the side of Infinity, but again, they're quite spread out from each other as well. So, Infinity might just have a little threat unless Na'Vi decides to go for a complete, like, you know, they just throw a complete new curveball and they just try to go all the way up from north, which would be a good rotation. Yeah, I don't really see a lot of teams near school. They can try and get those compound, but again, the next circle shift, I don't really feel like it's going to shift anywhere near school.
Yeah, so I do believe Na'Vi, they are playing this one slow because we saw them kind of zooming in on that bridge. They did recognize, okay, there's a couple enemies on that bridge. That's why they played slow. So with that in mind, this is a team that is very comfortable playing in the early game blue. I wouldn't be surprised if they just avoid trying to send it directly into zone and just wrap all the way around, kind of like what you were mentioning, kind of north of Pachinki, near school, wrapping over there. Of course, we can see it is going to be free and clear, so that is like the perfect call for Na'Vi right now.
Yeah, and they also like to play on the edges, so considering how they like to play their game style, it makes a lot of sense why they're rotating like that. But yeah, for now, H2G and Furious Gaming quite close to each other. Now, Furious Gaming, as I mentioned, they have nothing to lose over here. They can just try and spoil S2G's game. H2G, they're also not looking that great all the way on kind of like the bottom of the board, I would say, on 11th place. So H2G, not looking that great, but still, there's at least a chance that they can make top 5.
I agree with you. Not for S2G, but for Furious, when we're talking about nothing to lose, but then at the same time, you don't want to lose, if that makes sense. So, yes, they have nothing to lose, but you don't want to be the team that gets taken out in 16th position every single match. And I think that's going to be something on their mind. If you are one of these bottom teams, I think the goal today, get a chicken dinner, right? Just get a chicken dinner so you can say you won a game here at the highest level of competition. And I think that'll make you feel good. But over here, next Rhea, okay, looking for a potential fight onto 628.
Ooh, they take a couple of shots, connected one. But now next Rhea on to move instantly. Do realize they're not going to be able to regain the control. So now next Rhea on to move. Trying to reposition themselves, trying to find a little bit of more comfortable spot. Donbon Gaming right next to them as well. But yeah, we have DX Xavier and Godlike this time. It seems like they're challenging this compound. And what a great jump shot coming in from the side of Godlike. But the problem is they're also getting shot at from the back. But the opening being found on the compound, that's going to be opening quite a lot of things up. But over here, DX Xavier, they're able to hold off this compound pretty well.
Yeah, look at DX Xavier. They had 2 members up close and personal. Now they're sending 2 more because they had a 2-2 split to close the gap and try to provide that support. Jonathan Klutchkov still going to be alive behind this broken wall. Looks like DX Xavier are going to be pulling back. So one player I was looking at in particular from DX Xavier who has that clutch badge is Frankie, right? It has to be Frankie. So I was looking to see exactly what Frankie was doing. And it looks like Frankie was just providing that oversight, that cover fire for their squad mate to pull back and save.
Yeah, but now DX Xavier, they have a really good positioning as well. But the problem is they don't have the man number to hold it down. Only 2 men left to try and hold the position down. So defense might just crumble if any of the team decided to challenge a fight against them. Team Secret, another one of those teams on the struggling phase.
Oh, look what they're doing.
All the way on 12th place. Yeah, they're just blocking the ways. They're just making sure Furious Gaming are being trapped inside that bunker.
What a huge, like, big brain play. They know there's an enemy potential down there in the bunker, and they parked their UAS in a certain position that is angled that you cannot crawl or jump or move past it, and then they blew that up. So yes, Furious Gaming, they are safe for now, and yes, there's a couple entrances to these bunkers, but that right there, that's one of them eliminated. And now look at the other entrance. It looks like Godlike are going to be pulling up right behind. So Furious, man, they are stuck underground.
Oh, they are. 3 players Godlike right outside the gates. Furious Gaming, they can't really move a lot. They're also giving a lot of footsteps away with the way they're moving. So Godlike are pretty well known of what Furious Gaming is doing over here. Furious Gaming as well, they're big time chilling. They're not really trying to do anything. They're just taking things quite slow. Makes quite a lot of sense as well. If the circle moves away, though, that's going to be a huge problem for Furious Gaming without a doubt. But there's a lot of teams on Shelter, so they're probably going to be engaging in each other. And I do already see 2 players falling down from Godlike, and it's H2G taking a little bit of shots onto them, and Nova as well joining the fray.
And the zone did actually move away. So you got S2G, you got Godlike, and then Team Secret blocking all the entrances right now. If you are Furious, you are stuck. I see they might have one of them available to utilize, but regardless, all those teams, they will have to move.
Oh, here we go. Na'Vi finding an opening onto Nova. King goes down. Not a good news for Noah, surely. But still 3 players that are open. Noah, they can make a lot of things happen with only 3 players live in the lobby. We've seen that in the past. Not just 3, only 1. Just keep order alive. He can probably clutch out the whole situation and carry his team on the back. But yeah, now Na'Vi left with all 4 players to work with. I do want to see where they're going to be positioning themselves. Now, as I mentioned, they like to play on the edge of the zone, and they're probably going to be trying to do so. But Nova is the team right in the front.
Yeah, big chilling right there up to the north. But look at that, big fight. Silas dropping down with the Scar. There's 1, there's 2. Oh, Furious Gaming, the guy screaming a buggy, I believe, underground, looking for a play to happen, to execute, to reposition, but popping back over here to the north. I was going to say, I don't think Na'Vi will contest this onto Nova. Nova, yes, they did lose 1 in the process of grouping up in this compound, but this area, not Nova, they have it pinned down. They got a couple buildings they're working with. We see Order on the outside using that broken wall for additional sight lines, and they're making sure to take shots onto Na'Vi in their vehicles to push them away so that they can't actually crash on top of them.
Oh, I do like what Na'Vi's trying to do here, but still the position, they will be held outside the zone. And here we go. Hamoudi finds an opening on to take C, but also taking a lot of shots in return. Not a good news for Enigma Galaxy for sure. Hamoudi spotted out in the open. Does have the little Gazia to work with as cover. But still, Na'Vi, they're being held outside the zone, and they will need to try and beat the timing on the Wall of Death.
Yeah, Na'Vi, they might actually get sandwiched. And the reason Na'Vi are here is because of those shots that Nova took upon them up there in the north. So it pressured them to rotate in this area. So gotta look ahead in Enigma Galaxy. A couple members prone down. Next Ria is going to be trying to pull up behind them. A lot of teams right now congested right on top of each other on this edge of the play zone.
Dude, look at the left side of the map. There's so many teams. Enigma Galaxy next to Ria, Na'Vi right next to each other. Enigma Galaxy as well. They need to watch out from the back, even from the front. Takes C, spots out a player in the open, but luckily Hamoudi was able to crawl back to safety in the nick of time. On the other hand, 628 as well, challenging fight against next Ria. There's just an absolute chaos on the left side of the map. Beautiful nade to confirm the kill, and still Mekyu able to connect all of his shots. Raouf, those missed shots. A missed opportunity from Enigma Galaxy to try and stop Na'Vi. But Na'Vi, it just looks like they're easily able to breach through Enigma's defense.
Yeah, and I really appreciate how Na'Vi, they were utilizing that 1 player in the car strat. They had Matic kind of low in the health department, but in the vehicle looking to have their squad mates get a knock so they can run them over, confirm that, and immediately turn the tides. And that car strat paying off big time for Na'Vi right there.
Talking about defense crumbling, that's one of the prime examples. Enigma Galaxy taken out quite early in the game. Actually, they were the first team to get taken out the game as well. Taken out the game from 16th place. That's not a good news, is it, Dave? Then we have Godlike following it up on 14th. Pretty sure A7 as well will follow it up. And now Furious Gaming finally, the final man seems like has been put 6 feet under. S2G quite close to 4 rivals, and here we go. The opening being found. 7 is the man who finds the opening. But Appy from the back trying his best to at least give some blind shots, trying his best to provide some cover fire. But at this point, the man from 4 rivals has to be a little gone case, but still the man advantage favoring 4 rivals big time.
Molly right there. Silas Pugh has been just on the ball here in game number 1. Let's see if they can continue to clutch it out. Playing a ring around the rosy in the smokes. 2v1 right here. Silas getting one, but not getting the other. So close. S2G, nothing but violence all game long. Not paying off in their favor here.
Only got 3 elim points. Not that great, S2G. Didn't really gain a lot of points from that. But again, circle shifting away on the right side. Na'Vi still has a lot of pressure to deal with. They still need to make it inside the zone. They're trying to play the edge lines, but if they do play the edge lines, Noah's going to be the one to just put a lot of pressure on Na'Vi again. So Na'Vi, overall, they're not really looking that comfortable inside the game. We also do see Team Secret on the high ground. Noah finally on a move.
Ooh, they're sending Jimmy and Order in separate directions here. Try to hedge their bets on these sightlines from Don Juan and Team Secret above them. I like how they're spreading out here. It looks like Jimmy going to be trying to take some shots with the Scar. Nice little spray down out there in the distance. And Jimmy just pulled up in such a nice location that there was already a burnt out vehicle that Jimmy built their own cover.
Oh, there we go.
Popping up with the M4. Spray down right there.
Oh my God, but from the other side, it's Kitsune taking out Order. Huge knockout. Na'Vi needs that. That's going to be bringing so much, or at least that's going to be giving them a huge sigh of relief. Now they don't really need to worry about Nova anymore because the rest two players are right in the front and they're quite separated out from each other. Pairboy and Jimmy, there's a huge separation between these two. And Na'Vi, they have such a huge area to play around with.
Yeah, but they do have this this cover to work with. But Pairboy not slowing down yet. Not slowing down yet. Tixie getting the love tap right there. Look at the cover. Pairboy has some solid hard cover, and so does Jimmy. So I really do like this spread.
Yeah, the spread definitely is working out. But again, if one player falls down from them, Noah will need to try and play this really safe. As I mentioned, even if one player goes down, this might just be it Manova. But yeah, Na'Vi, they should be able to get back to Tixie, hopefully. And yes, the res is being stuck onto Tixie. Tixie should be back up on his feet in no time. Noah, on the other hand, the spread is quite good, but they also need to worry about the team on the left. It's 4 rivals.
Yeah, it looks like 4 rivals trying to sink their
circle
teeth into Jimmy
away,
down
though.
there. Yeah, circle does shift. It doesn't favor them. And Jimmy still just putting in work. Look at Jimmy's cover. I'm still amazed with the cover that Jimmy was able to build up here. Matic, though. Oh, boom! Jimmy!
Oh, what?
You see that?
He challenges a fight against a bolt action like that and still able to take him out. Oh my God, Jimmy, the nerves on this man. I don't even know what to say at this point, dude. Jimmy, absolutely insane. Gotta say, the confidence on this man is looking at all-time high right now. But Noah, as I mentioned, if one man goes down, Noah will have to play this game all solo. And now it's all down to Pairboy. And this is where it's his time to shine, Dave.
Yeah, and we can see Na'Vi not looking to push over this hill and take the face check with Pairboy because they're not sure how many enemies are actually over there. Pairboy's doing such a good job that to continue to apply that pressure and scare Na'Vi to push on the other side of the hill towards Don Juan.
Na'Vi are just cleaning it up. No matter which team is in the front, Na'Vi will clean you off, and they're able to make their presence inside the next zone just like that. They're just sweeping it through, Dave. They don't care what team is in the front. Na'Vi are able to easily swipe through each and every single team. Sung, though, finally strikes back, but Kitsune in the close will take care of Sung. Sung goes down a little too oblivious about Kitsune's position. Sung goes down, and Don Juan Gaming now in such an uncomfortable place. Fabian really far away from Sung.
Wow, okay, gonna be able to take up this guard tower for themselves. That's 2 times this game that Nova pressured Na'Vi to rotate around them instead of face checking them. That's 2 times right there. Nova are doing such a good job at keeping that pressure regardless how many players they have alive. And I'm mentioning that because Pairboy's still alive up there in the north, snaking it right now.
Yeah, snake it till we make it. Pairboy. He's just waiting for the right moment to strike. Infinity, one man falls down. There, now it's all down left with that. One last man alive. Stalwart Esports on the other hand. We didn't really give this team a lot of spotlight, but they have all 4 of their players alive this late in the game. 6 teams left, Dave. And this might just be Stalwart Esports game.
Pairboy not stopping, man. Not stopping. The solo in the blue. Looks like one of the squad mates from 4 rivals tried to take him out. Immediately caught some bullets to the dome right there. Oh, man. 5 teams to go here. 5 teams to go.
5 teams to go. Fenerbahce and Stalwart Esports have huge man number advantage inside the lobby. All 4 players alive for these 2 teams. 4 rivals having 3 up. And then it's just 2 solos. 1 from Noah and 1 from Infinity. This point, Pairboy, though, plays a little bit of spoiler. Finds an opening onto 4 rivals. And confirms the kill instantly, if I'm not wrong. Yes, he does. 4 rivals now left with only 2 players to work with.
So it looks like Fenerbahce, they were playing this edge towards the south for some time. They did split up. Now, the Duke Machine just got done repositioning these vehicles in a certain type of way that will provide him cover from Stalwart down there to the south. So really curious to see, where does Stalwart go? Do they push straight uphill, or do they try to wrap around the southeast towards Fenerbahce?
Action's already inside the zone. It's kind of like the ticket. He's already booked a ticket for his team. Being in the front, securing a little spot inside the zone. And now all Stalwart Esports need to do is just try and breach inside the zone. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to do so anytime soon. Infinity, the only man left alive, is trying his best to hold his nerve with the gun. But again, he's being locked in the sights of 4 rivals. And it's Appy. A little peek from Infinity, and that's going to be it. The Wall of Death is just doing so much damage, yeah.
Oh, Fenerbahce kind of getting separated right there. They are going to lose one in the back line to Stalwart. Let's see if they can defend the top of their hill. Stalwart Esports are going to be pushing up. You got Top in action in the front lines. Keep an eye on these players.
Oh, man. 4-on-3 situation. Fenerbahce. 4 rivals being taken care of by Stalwart Esports. 4 rivals eliminated on 3rd place. And now Stalwart Esports versus Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce able to make an equal trade. And now this leaves a 3-on-3 situation. Stalwart Esports versus Fenerbahce. I do like the position of Fenerbahce. They do have a little bit of high ground to work with, but still, Stalwart Esports, they're making it hurt.
Yeah, and Top has this boulder to work with too. So if Fenerbahce can get a nice molly on top of that boulder, that molly will spread and pretty much take away that hard cover. The thing is, I'm not sure what type of utility they got working with right here.
Separation from Fenerbahce is huge. They have one man, Nox Bomb, all the way on the left side. Top, he's aware of that. Nox Bomb spots Top, takes shots, instantly taken out. Scry taken down quite low. And that's not looking that great. Action right next to Scry, but still Scry doesn't really have the HP to work with. Rebellion just trying to jiggle around the smoke. Position compromise. Stalwart Esports action's well aware of what's going on in the front, but still Rebellion now a snake in the grass in action, needs to watch out. Rebellion's position being revealed. Pika strikes in. The traits are just going on back and forth. Stalwart Esports, HP not supporting them, but Duke and Machine as well, the only man left alive from Fenerbahce. And we do know Duke and Machine is capable of clutches. He's the man who likes to stay down prone, but this time it's not going to work out. Stalwart Esports are going to be your winner of the first game of the final day.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner, a ton of elim points, but Fenerbahce as well, a 2nd place finish. This team was dead last coming into today. If they can continue with this momentum, continue clawing at the overall leaderboard, they could be looking at some additional monies in their pocket. But Stalwart, hey, Necro, that was the team that you said to look out for here today.
Yeah, dude, I told you. I knew Stalwart, they have no other choice, right? Yesterday, they didn't really have one of the greatest of days. So today, they had to make up for it, and we are already seeing a little glimpses of that. Hopefully, they're able to keep the consistency going even inside the future games. And if they're able to do so, hey, Noah, you have a possible threat.
12 elims, over 2k damage in that game, and they had a pretty challenging push in that late game too. They had to push uphill, and they did a great job at doing so. So Stalwart Esports already showing up here hot in game number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a bunch more action to go. Let's head over to the analyst.
Well, Stalwart Esports start off day 3 like they started off day 1 with a victory in their pockets. They get themselves some juicy points. 12 eliminations, and of course, as you see, the first place for the chicken dinner. Much needed points for them. Obviously, a very difficult time for them to contest first place at all. However, the amount of money they get extra, every single point they get, every single placing they improve on, is a lot of extra money in their pockets.
Yeah, and not an easy game at that, right? Because they were on playing the more southern side. They had to take every single fight uphill. And the play that they went for, actually, because if you look at their stats that game, they had 1,200 healing. They had a lot of the teams looking their way and just taking those shots. And they were just, okay, we're going to wait it out, wait for all the teams to be pushed over that ridge, and then they're going to have to fight each another. And when there are less players, less teams available, then we're going to go for the push when there's only Fenerbahce remaining. They played the long game, and it worked out for them.
It definitely did. And I mean, can we talk again about Nova? We mentioned how they're pretty much their biggest rivals. Well, guess what? They showed up, and now we're starting to see more of the likes of Paraboy. At some point there, we were scared that he was going to be able to do the 1v4 against 4 rivals. It could have happened, but right here, look at the stats. Fenerbahce finally showed up for me. This is a team that I've been talking about.
What's up, my buddy?
This team that wasn't really well known.
I'm here!
So I'm not surprised.
Kamusta ang lahat? Tsaan? Pucha, men. Sa mga tropa natin dyan, na-miss ko kayo.
There's going to be one, right? There's going to be,
na.
we don't know, but
Medyo
hey, still going to have that prize
kasi,
right? If you can try and get some extra good games at the end of
ano
the day,
eh,
Fenerbahce
pinuntahan ako eh. Yun o, si Ate Carlin
yeah,
nyo.
Paraboy getting himself 1,000 damage, 1,010 damage on this game. And man, he scared a lot of teams away, Na'Vi in particular.
Sino, sino ang nanalo kanina?
The fact is, here, for
Sino ang nanalo?
Na'Vi in particular,
Huh?
Ay. Go out really early.
I'm not legend. Rafi Marquez, binabati kita. What's up?
Meaning that lead
You know?
is lengthening even more.
Envy ang number 1 ngayon.
25 before it should be
Masyado,
okay.
buddy. Patrici. What's up,
It wasn't
Patrici?
25 when it said at the beginning. But the fact is, that
Ano
lead
ba
is still
dito,
growing.
man?
That means that no matter how
Basta.
well Navi did, even getting themselves 8 eliminations,
sa mga-
Nova still got 9. And then Nova
Eto
had to take time.
sino mga nag-ano dyan? Sino mga nag-pepet sim dyan? Kapag shinare nyo to, bibigyan kayo ni Lamin ng legendary pet.
At the start of the day, I think you said a 100-point lead. You
Yeah.
expected first and second. I was like, that's too much. Now I'm looking at this, I'm like, hey,
Bibigyan
dude,
kayo
there's
ni
a chance
Lamin.
we can
Kaya sa
put
mga
you to
tropa
break it
natin
on
dyan,
Navi.
Alex,
That would be
Philly.
insane.
What's up,
Pag
Alex?
nag-500 viewers si Bon, bibigyan ko kayo ng exclusive pet.
Uy, exclusive pet. Grabe yun.
Pag hindi nag-500 viewers si Bon ngayon, naku, wala kayo exclusive pet. Kaya i-share nyo na tong live stream na to.
Mga tropa natin dyan.
Tingnan nyo yung gagawin mo ha, mag-i-stay ka lang kay Bon, manonood ka lang ng PUBG, magkakapet ka pa.
Oo, easy. No? Easy. Manonood lang tayo sabay-sabay ng kung sino ang mananalo dito sa Bakbakan sa Global Championship Game 3 Grand Finals, mga buddy.
180,000 over to 630,000.
Alright.
I'm not going to do the
So how
exact
much
math.
is that?
Ayan na. Hello po, Kuya Von. Pa-shoutout po. Rafael. Binabati kita. What's up, Rafael?
Okay, I'm going to lose all ounce of credit here. But the fact that they took out Enigma themselves and almost got rid of...
Ano na?
And the fact that they were
Right.
almost able to take out Nova was really big play for Na'Vi, but the thing is still you have that point differentiation. If Na'Vi had a bad game while Nova was able to get a really good result there, that could have been already GG on the very first game of the day, and that's a very scary prospect.
Yeah, the thing is, we don't want to say, we don't want to call it right and say, okay, it's over. Nova have won. But the fact is, we have 4 teams below them that are on the hunt.
Let's go! Boss,
They have, if they
solid.
can't pick up a
Simula
strong
pa nung
match here,
pinupunta
match
mo si Ate
today,
Carlene. Yeah.
that almost
Mark
basically
Harold.
Nova can pretty much just AFK.
Yan ang
It's
mga
still
tunay nating ano
The
dyan.
craziest part is now
Tropa.
that, I mean, we just saw it in that first
Ba?
game. We're starting to see some of the teams that, in a way, aren't really in contention for that top 3 situation starting to.
Pinag-uusapan lang natin kung ano yung mga nangyari kanina.
They're getting points now, and I mean, we've been hyping them up for the longest time. If this continues to happen, it's ultimately just gonna end up helping Nova even more, especially if Nova
Ayan oh, grabe nagwawala sila oh.
over and over again.
Exactly, because Stalwart not a threat to your first position. They're just way too far away. Same for Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
Always watching Tito Von.
Not getting those points, like,
Thank
nobody's
you.
gonna be relaxed.
Daddy na
Like,
ako.
yeah, it's in the bag, so.
How are they going to relax, Max?
Daddy Von pala.
I felt I could be comforted if I was at the hotel, but I'm not there.
Kuya, tinapay po.
That's true. Yeah, you get Manny Petty and get a nice little drink in his hand, bathing in the sun, which Nova might be doing with a nice vacation of $1.5 million. But you're very
Devon,
right.
pwede mo ba shout out CJ De La Pizza. Binabati kita. What's up?
But realistically, if your team in 2nd through 5th place,
John Mark Pinsik. What's up?
because if you fall out early, that's it. That's your hopes gone. You have to hope other teams are able to punish them. And as we saw, I think it was King who went out early. Order didn't care. He still picked up 5 eliminations. When we was just down to 2 players out of Nova, they continued to be aggressive up against, I think it was like Na'Vi fighting uphill and still winning fights. Like, even when they're down people, they can still bring the eliminations.
You know what's the crazy?
Swagger Whitey, what's up?
I wonder if Paraboy saw the performance yesterday from Order, and he's like, I want to be able to top that. I want people to know
wanna be
I'm
you, my
still
boy."
the bad man.
Ayan.
Yep, that's exactly it. And I think it might be looking that way. I mean, we just saw what Paraboy was able to do.
You guys didn't see it on camera. They caught me just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm too old for these games. Maybe you'll show me one day. But that.
Panoorin natin yung replay. What happened kanina, alright?
One of the most handsome players in the world. He wears the most stylish clothes. Hangs out with the chillest dude.
Ano ba nangyari kanina? Sino ang nanalo?
He is the star of the team. And Order has
Okay.
been in the shadow of him.
Bawal natin ha.
Looking at in particular from D Xavier, who has that. One of the prime examples, Enigma Galaxy taken out.
Panoorin natin yung naging bakbakan kanina. Last 5 minutes.
Comfortable place.
Ayan, pucha.
And still able to take him out. Oh my God, Jimmy. The
Sino ba nanalo? Navi, grabe. Lakas talaga ng Navi, oh.
I don't even know what to say at this point, dude. Jimmy, absolutely insane. Gotta say, the confidence on this man is looking on all-time high right now. But Noah, as I mentioned, if one man goes down, Noah will have to play this game all solo. And now it's all down to
Dito
Paraboy.
ka.
And this is where it's his time to shine, Dave.
Yeah, and we can see Na'Vi not looking to push over this hill and take
Grabe.
the Paraboy because they're not
Oh
sure
my
how
God.
many enemies are actually over there. Paraboy is doing such a good
Boom.
job that to continue to
Boom.
apply that pressure and scare Na'Vi to push on the other side of the hill towards Don Juan.
Na'Vi are just
Ayan na ang Granada for rivals. Patay dito, dapa.
able to make the presence inside
the next zone just like that.
So itong pa-shout po, Marcus Pasugin. What's up? Ay, naku po, anong ginagawa mo?
Each and every single team. Sung though finally strikes back, but Kitsune in the close.
Nice shot.
Goes down a little too oblivious about Kitsune's position. Sung goes down and down one gaming now in such an uncomfortable place. Fabian really
Naku,
far
mag-isa
away.
lang siya dun, ha?
Wow.
Cheesy siya dun, buddy.
Take up this guard tower for themselves. That's 2 times this game that Nova pressured Na'Vi to rotate around them instead of face checking them. That's 2 times
Ian,
right there.
cupcake.
Nova are doing such a good job at keeping that
cupcake
pressure,
dito.
regardless how many players they have alive. And I'm mentioning
MM.
that because Paraboy's still
Cupcake.
alive up there in the north, snaking it right now.
Yeah, Snake until we make it. Fairboy. He's just waiting for the right moment to strike. Infinity, one man falls down. There, now it's all down left with that one last man alive. Stalwart Esports on the other hand. We didn't really give this team a lot of spotlight, but they have all 4 of their players alive this late in the game. 6 teams left, Dave.
Ayan na.
And this might just be Stalwart Esports game.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams remaining, mga buddy.
Looks like one of the squad mates from 4 rivals tried to take him out. Immediately caught some bullets to the dome right there. Oh man, 5 teams to go here. 5 teams to go.
5 teams to go.
Oh my
Fenerbahce
goodness.
and Stalwart Esports have huge man number advantage inside the lobby. All 4 players alive for the
Grabe.
teams, 4 rivals
Yung envy, oh.
up. And then it's just 2 solos, one from Noah and one from
Woo! Patay siya dito.
Fairboy though plays a little bit of spoiler, finds an opening onto 4 rivals. It confirms the kill instantly if I'm not wrong.
Pumatay lang siya.
4 rivals now left with only 2 players to work with.
Guys, kain tayo. May vlog po si Ate Karin. Oo, meron siyang vlog tomorrow. Meron. Abangan nyo yan, ha?
They did split up. Now the Duke machine just got done repositioning these vehicles in a certain type of way that will provide him cover from Stalwart down there to the south. So really curious to see, where does Stalwart go? Do they push straight uphill, or do they try to wrap around the southeast towards Fenerbahce?
Action's already inside.
Boom! Dead! Oh my god, what a grenade!
Being in the front, securing a little spot.
Para sa Team FB.
And now,
Grabe yun.
Sports need to do is just try and
Dapat
move
talaga
inside
ang 4 rivals dito.
sure they're going to be able to do so anytime soon. Infinity, the only man left alive, is trying his best to hold his nerve with the gun. But again, he's being locked in the sights of 4 rivals. And it's Appy. A little peek from Infinity, and that's going to be it.
Dead.
Ball of Death is just doing so much damage, yeah.
Oh, Fenerbahce.
Last 3 teams remaining. STE 4 rivals versus FB.
Let's see if they can defend the top of their hill. Stalwart Esports.
Paano kaya kung 4 rivals pa yung manalo dito? Isa na lang siya, ha?
Keep an eye on these players.
Oh man, 4-on-3 situation. Fenerbahce. 4 rivals being taken care of by
Patay
Stalwart
na. Patay na ang 4 rivals.
They're on 3rd place, and now it's Stalwart Esports versus
Okay,
Fenerbahce.
this is a 3 versus 4 situation, mga buddy. Let's see. Oh, 3 versus 3 situation. Eto na.
Versus Fenerbahce. I do like the position of Fenerbahce. They do have a little bit of high ground to work with, but still, Stalwart Esports, they're making it hurt.
Pwesto lang ng pwesto.
Has this boulder to work with too. So if Fenerbahce can
Boom.
get a nice molly on top of that boulder, that molly will spread and pretty much take away that hard cover. The thing is,
Nako,
I'm not sure.
apat pa. Apat pa dito. Mga buddy, apat.
From Fenerbahce is huge. They have one man, Nox.
Feeling ko STE nanalo, no?
He's aware of that. Nox bomb spots top. Getting shots instantly taken out.
Nako.
Scry taken down quite low. And that's not looking that great. Action right next to Scry, but still Scry doesn't really have
Ay, nag-grenade.
with Rebellion just trying to jiggle around the smoke. Position compromise. Stalwart Esports action's well aware of what's going on in the front, but still Rebellion now a snake in the grass in action. Needs to watch out. Rebellion's position.
Ayun.
Pika strikes
Grabe.
in. The traits are just going on back and forth. Stalwart
Okay, oh my goodness. 1 versus 3 situation.
Machine as well, the only man left alive.
Naku po, nirarush na siya. Ayan na.
He's the man who
GG.
down prone, but this
Team.
time it's not going to work out. Stalwart Esports.
Sino nalo?
First game of the final day.
SE, STE. Yes, sir. Good job.
The likes of
So, yun ang panalo natin for our first game. Not that bad. Kevon, kailan ka ulit mag-upload ng Purge? Bukas, mag-upload tayo ng Purge natin. Ramon Choi, Dalisay, what's up? Kamusta po, Rafi Marquez? Binabati kita. Okay naman, doing good. Yan. Konting minuto na lang para sa game 2. Who is gonna win again? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Binabati ko ang 136 na naka-tune in. Kamusta kayo mga buddy? Sean Daniel season. Yan. Excited na ako sa vlogs ni Mami Carlene. Yan. Kay Kathleen. Huwag niyo kalimutan mag-subscribe kay Ate Carlene nyo. Danilo Bandoha, what's up? Yan. 1 minute left. 40 seconds left for the game 2. Miramar ang ating game 2. Magandang laban to.
I capture Earth in all its beauty. I see action. I see drama. And I see it in the finest detail. Moments of inspiration. And the first steps. I am the 1+9.
Let's go.
All right, we are back
And
now. We had Stalwart Esports start off the day strong, replicating their performance from day 1 of the event, but they still have 20+ points to catch up on if they want to get into the second place position. But then again, you have the likes of Na'Vi here trying to defend that title with their $600,000, bumping themselves up 450,000 from the match before.
I'll say you got that wrong. Yeah.
But we, oh, okay, all right, Max. But to be, as we're saying, right, we're talking about can teams realistically catch Nova? If we look at the point difference, we would say it is possible, but the difference is it's Nova, and they've been playing really well.
Yeah.
But realistically, we could see Stalwart at the end of the day getting into top 3.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner like that, they're gonna be in.
Boss Von, PMPL. PUBG Mobile Philippines. Panoorin mo. Ha? Pwede, pwede.
I can totally see that happening, considering
Yeah,
that
check out, check out.
some amazing performance on the first day, literally on the first game. I would love to.
Meron ba? Wala naman eh.
Micro things that have
Blacklist International definitely thoughts of exploding,
Ganda rin ang laban nila dito.
On boy. Who's out?
Pero ito muna tayo, syempre. Grand finals na to eh.
Like Alpha 7 in the West League, and they would get chicken dinner, then get himself a few podium top 5 finishes. This is what I need to see from them now if they want to hopefully race for that third place and get themselves hopefully $330,000 in that position. So we'll see, but at the end, still going to be looking back on that game. Paraboy, even though he was solo versus rivals versus Na'Vi, I really liked actually what Dave mentioned in that game. We had two situations where Nova basically just pushed Na'Vi to rotate around from them, even though they did not have the man advantage. That's how scary this team actually are. They do not have the advantage of terrain. They are playing low ground. They do not have the man advantage, and yet you are not ready to take a fight against them because they're Nova.
And something that Nova was able to showcase us there in that last game is that they're willing to be aggressive when teams expect them to.
STE ang isa sa mga MVP.
Mustache Dave that was able to mention it. They were taking.
Kevon Pasigaw, Patrice Tolentino. Hi, Patrice. What's up, Lawrence Valera?
Over and over again. I mean, going back to the first day when I saw, I think it was Mafioso trying to shoot at some of the Nova players, the man just stopped with no cover, turned around and started shooting at him. So that's how confident these players are on their skills, and I think that's another thing that has caught a lot of the other teams by surprise. Just
Kian Gaming, what's up? 30 Nazareno, binabati kita. Ano tayo?
You guys were talking about what
Cupcake.
Dave mentioned. I'm going to talk about what Necro mentioned. And if I remember correctly, word for word, he did say Jason Kaplan is one of the most handsome human beings in existence. And make sure to go follow him over on Instagram. Yeah, I believe he said that. No, but it's actually maybe talk about our teams to watch here. And I'll start things off. I know, Max, you already said Stalwart Esports, so we'll lock that in for you. For me, technically it's like 4 teams, but I'll give it to one. It's Na'Vi. Because if they want to be able to chase that title, they have to perform even better than they did in the last match. They have to somehow close the gap up against Nova. So my eyes are technically on those teams in 2nd through 4th place. But Navi in particular, like, you got to continue to perform. They got 8 eliminations. Not for any team that's like, oh, wow, that's really good. You guys put on a great match. The problem is Nova did an even better match. They survived even longer. They have to improve even further than they did.
Survive longer.
Like Navi, it's gonna
That's the game. That's the game plan. 13-0 ha. Alex, binabati kita Alex. Kamusta? After season. Ang balita?
My team to watch is going to actually be Enigma Galaxy. This is a team that ended up getting 0 points in the last one. Navi was able to outperform them, and I feel like if they want to have a chance to even get into those places, they need to start getting those zeros.
I got a spoil thing for you. Not just Vincere, which is obviously the full name of Navi, but Born to Win. Not Born to Second place. Vanessa, who's your prediction? Who's your team to watch?
Enigma Galaxy.
Okay. Well, there we go. I'm sorry, I was too busy in my head. Like, what is not good?
Go back to my class.
I thought I said their name wrong for a second. I was like, hold on.
But I'm glad you did say Enigma Galaxy as well. Like, this team, you remember on day 1, they had only 20 eliminations. Like, they were almost the lowest fragging team out there. And we saw them struggle with that in the past. But they have improved here in the finals. But again, they have to improve even more. And that's got to be so frustrating for some teams who are already playing at such a high level to have to play even better. With only 5 matches remain. It's going to be tough. No matter what. You're going to have to make it happen if you want to be the best in the world. And speaking of best, we got our best commentators in the world here. Necro must.
Ayan na, Miramar na mga buddy. Ate Del, cupcake po.
Boys on the desk. 5 more games to go. $1.5 million first place prize.
Grabe, $1 million.
300K third place. There's a ton on the line here, Necro. Popping into Miramar. I gotta ask you, man. We are heading into Miramar. We're heading towards the end of the tournament. Do we expect any change-ups here on this game in particular?
Okay, before answering your question, I gotta say, Jason is one of the most handsome dude over here, okay? He's looking pretty good. He's looking clean, man. Already saw that, you know, on the desk he's looking pretty clean. But yeah, now getting back to your question, dude, any switch-ups? I don't exactly know. I just want the teams in the bottom.
Alright, eto na.
Hunt down teams in the front, okay? Your team try and hunt down teams all the way on top. Try and hunt down Nova. Try and hunt down Navi. Try and hunt down Nextruya, you know? That would be one of the most, like, interesting things that I personally want to watch.
I don't know. Hunt them down. We heard from the analysts right there that
Devon Pasigaw, Kier Blanco. Hello, Dad Devonte. Arlish, binabati ito, Arlish. Hi. Ay, bumababa na ang ating mga professional players.
Nova have been showcasing here so far in this tournament, but getting into this match, we can see those average points in Miramar. Alpha 7. Day 1, Alpha 7 was my squad to cheer for. I mean, I gotta cheer for that team representing Brazil. Let's see though, can this be the match that they really clean up here and get a couple elim points to set them on the right track here today?
Oh, dude. Set them on the right track. A couple more elim points. Yeah, that's what all these teams want. Especially teams that are in the top 5, without a doubt. They want to just go. They want to just get those elim points. They want to get those placement points as well. But unfortunately, in that previous game, Enigma Galaxy got taken out quite early. Actually, they were the first team to get taken out. So that means this Miramar game is going to be meaning quite a lot for Enigma Galaxy particularly.
And talk about getting taken out. We saw last game a couple of these players taking out each other with the PMGC 2021 Prestige Scar L game skin. I saw those laser effects go like pew 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 all over the screen.
Pew pew pew.
It was beautiful.
Lee Martin Sanhi, hi. Hi Gavon, Ashley, binabati kita.
And unlock the PMGC.
Let's see who's gonna win this game.
Oh, dude.
This match.
I like that. It looks kind of cool as well, right? Especially when you're like spectating the players. Looks kind of cool. Personally want that skin as well. I'm trying my best to get it, man. But yeah, now we have Fenerbahce over here. As I mentioned, I really want Fenerbahce to go and try and play this ball sport. 6-8 is the team in the front. Pretty close. Nox Bomb got taken out. Fenerbahce. Again, not a good news.
First round.
Place. Godlike right underneath him. And then you have Fury.
Patayang FB.
Now, we also got to talk about Godlike, man. First game, not that great of an outing. The next game of Miramar, they need to fight for the pride.
Well, talking about fighting for it, we do see one of their squad mates on that hill right there, possibly taking some shots. looking to get at least an elim point here, but they need to be cautious. You know, they are sliding down the overall leaderboards, and when we're talking about Godlike in particular, like if you real quick,
replay. Let's see.
talk about the
Boom!
one of
Grabe
the
yun.
key players, in my opinion, from
Oh my
Fenerbahce.
goodness.
Always on the ball. It's between Noxbomb and the Duke Machine. They're always working together as a unit. You can tell that their synergy is on point. So if you are Fenerbahce and you're looking to climb up, losing Noxbomb early, that's going to set you back a couple pegs. But to get back to your point, I wanted to ask you
Patay
this,
agad,
actually,
man. Lirat-rat na lang eh. Cyrus Herrera, hi.
Plan is here today, like best outcome. Well, what do you think is the plan from that squad?
Honestly, Godlike needs to realize there's nothing to lose. At this point, they're just playing to get
Relax lang
top
muna
10.
tayo dito ah.
If I'm Godlike, I want to be in top 10 no matter what in the end of the day. Just to at least be up there, in the top 10. And that's going to be quite huge for India as a region in a whole. Even if they're top 10, that's quite huge in my opinion. Being in the top 10, it still means being in the top 10 amongst one of the best teams in the world. 16 teams in the world. That's quite huge, right? And I feel like, considering the fact that they have so many odds, they had so many odds coming inside the grand finals, they just got thrown into it. So, I mean, hey, being in the top 10 against all the odds,
tao dito? Naku po.
if
Naku
I'm
po.
Godlike, I'm just going to try to go for, like,
Okay,
a
safe
little
naman.
bit safer
Safe.
plays and either, like, try and get involved in a lot of third parties.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, of course you want top 10, but it's like, how do you do it, right? How do you, if you're Godlike, how do you do it? And for me, I have to compare to what they have been doing. And I noticed that they tend to look for those off-center positions, right? And they scout them out towards the mid to late game, and they always lose one or two on that scouting rotation. So when I have to come up with a quick answer off the top of my head, I'm the coach. I think how they do it is just play the edge, play the edge nice and slow. And kind of to your point, I think just try to go for placement points. And if there is a team kind of getting in your way of the edge strat, then obviously take the fight. But the key detail right there is hopefully if you do it that way, you have your team alive compared to losing one.
Idol Pod, Kian
scouting,
Gaming,
right?
what's
They
up,
need everybody
Rain?
alive. If they want to
Philia
pull this off,
Floor,
they need the whole team alive.
30
in every
Nazareno,
single team fight.
yan.
And there's been a
Guys, stay
multiple
with me
times
dito
where
sa
they were getting a team fight, and
witness
that's not the
natin
case.
ng kung sino mananalo kasi alam niyo naman,
Feel free.
pag nandito kayo, bibigyan ko kayo ng libreng pet sa pet team.
Without a doubt, but as I mentioned,
Yes, sir.
go for those third parties because third parties, I feel like are one of the most safest bet to actually win out a fight because third parties means already the two teams that are fighting, they're already quite hurt. So all you need to do is just.
I love you, Kuya Von, Nixon.
Positioning on those two teams.
Ignacio, Kuya Penge, Robux. Pet lang! Bakit Robux?
We don't exactly know what's
Pet
going on
lang.
inside their heads. So we'll need to find out in the future because currently they're in water treatment. They still haven't really left it. They're still inside.
Okay, relax muna tayo makinig tayo sa mga commentator dito. Solid
I get that, but they're in water treatment with a 2-2 split, right? And if a team of 4 pushes one of your duos, can you defend? Have you shown us that you can defend? That's my question. So, do we continue with these splits? Do we continue with these mid to late game, just sending out a scout looking for an off-center position? Or do we just play nice and slow? But let's check out this interview.
которые, соответственно, прошли в гранд-финал со своих регионов. В регионе команды, которые вообще не понимают, что делают на этом турнире или как прошли на него. Поэтому я думаю, что в каждом регионе по 3 команды сильнейших и команды, которые прошли в финал. Каждый Запад или Восток.
Okay. Interesting stuff there. Interesting stuff right there. So we'll see. We saw last game, couple of elim points. They're climbing up. I mean, what's your take on that?
Dude, Navi, they're on second place.
Grabe yung kills ng Envy. 183. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Top place, you still have a huge climbing to do. You have a mountain to climb, and for that, you wanna hope. You need to pray. you need to pray that maybe Noah will have at least 1 or 2 games slipping out of their hands. And again, Noah, the way they're moving, the consistency they're having, for those slip-ups, the chances are quite low.
I like it. I like where you're going with this. If you're not first, you're last. And I think that's the mentality right here. And
if you're not first, you're last. Yes, sir.
The point gap between first and second is pretty
Grabe yun. Kevon, pasigaw 13 na sila, no? Kevon, okay na po ba anniversary nyo? Okay naman, matutulog lang ako. Yun ang celebration, matutulog. Kaya abangan nyo, guys. Still, abangan nyo pa rin.
We'll see how
diba?
It unfolds here today as all these players wait to see where the next circle goes. Does center up a little more, so not too harsh for a lot of these teams who already acquired some center locations.
Ooh, nice shots. Almost.
The house. In the nick of time, shuts the door right on his eyes. But yeah, next Rhea, quite lucky, gotta say, Clutch God. Oh my God. He's lucky that the headshot did not connect. If it did, Clutch God would have been knocked out and the kill should have been confirmed easily for next Rhea. But over here we have now 6-8. Infinity right in the front. We talk about one of those teams that were looking really strong in the league days, and now Infinity in the grand final, somewhere down line, kind of fading away in the end days.
Yeah, talk about fading away. The Duke machine go for a really risky scout compound rotate. Was able to walk away with their life, but look at this Stalwart looking to make a push over here next Rhea.
Oh, two of the top teams on the leaderboard.
Pangalan ko po sa Roblox, Pubg Kian 0987, alright. Sige. Daddy Vonjo, abangan ko yung vlog ni Mami Carlin bukas na yan. Abangan mo, Alrish, ha?
I'm not wrong. The cavalry has arrived for them. Stalwart Esports, only 2 players in the front. I do see top on the left as well.
Oy, bakbakan na dito, SC versus NV. Oh, sorry, NF.
Yeah, Stalwart.
NRX versus Team.
The hot cusp of their last game, right? So they're feeling good. Top with that off angle, trying to make sure to catch any type of sight lines on those 2 players from next Rhea in those back lines. Just a smidge of sight lines to work with there between the 2 buildings. Really buying time for their squad mates in the front line too. The trio trying to take this building for themselves.
Oh, 3 players in the front. Scry, Pika, and Action. Action, of course, is going to lead the pack if the push comes in through, but still, Stalwart Esports taking their time. 2 teams inside this little compound. I'm pretty sure as time passes by, they're going to keep on getting impatient. And this is
and look at this. Top is taking shots too. Oh, Frozen popping up the door, trying to take some shots on Action, but Action with the M249 in the front lines. Looks like Frozen is going to toss his smoke, throw a little confusion out there. But I was pointing out, Top is taking a lot of shots from their off angle, applying that pressure and keeping next Rhea from really grouping up this UMP. Oh, no.
Oh, not good. Next Rhea opening the fray. Beautiful peek, beautiful timing from Kudor right there. And now Stalwart Esports will need to try and bounce back from this. 2 players in the front, Top all the way in the back. Clearly, Stalwart Esports lacking huge man number inside this. If these 2 players get pushed on by all these 4 players, it's going to be quite tough to defend. But still, the M249 on the Action might just make a lot of plays happen. But I do like what Action's doing here. He's not just tunnel visioning on one single spot. The smoke's starting to provide a little bit of visual cover as well. But Stalwart Esports taking things a little safe. Scry in the front.
Yeah, Action looking to throw some smokes, looking to buy some time. I really want to see Top group up.
Wala pa kasi masyadong bakbakan eh. Nagkakainitan lang sila dito eh. Wala pa namamatay eh.
They're trying to third party this.
Ayan na!
Yeah, this is what I told you. Third parties are a problem.
Alright, let's go! Bakbakan na!
Guess what? This time it seems like
Kevon, give me a diamond, 1 billion, my name is so. Sige, bibigyan din kita. Basta, share mo stream natin ha. Ayan na! Naku po, patay din!
Stalwart Esports are looking quite weak in Action on the off angle.
Naku, patay din!
The man on the top, Kudor, is just getting a lot of insane timings on Stalwart Esports. Kills being confirmed, and now Stalwart Esports, they're hurt.
Yeah, I really liked how Scray in Action. They tried to pull back towards Top, and Top was providing a really nice amount of cover fire for them to make some moves happen. But the thing is, they just got caught in the tail end, and now Top retreating out here. Next zone did go on up, so Top can retreat back to the edge and play for those placement points. But that right there goes to show me that team communication is flowing on the side of Stalwart. And although the play didn't work out in their favor, still a good play at the end of the day.
Yes, sir.
Godlike, it seems like they're able to make it back to safety. So 4 players still alive. Looking pretty good for now. Neo, though, a huge separation between the squads, and I personally don't like it.
Grabe naman yung baril, no?
Navi in the front, Godlike.
Guys, CR lang ako, ha? I'll be back, I'll be back.
Away from that compound.
I'll be right back, guys. CR lang ako, CR lang ako.
You're looking to crash onto it.
So many buildings in this area, and it just happens that Navi gonna be rolling right past top.
No.
But Top, applying that pressure, was able to confirm one. Can't Top clutch this out. M4 down to 24 bullets, looking for that wraparound, anticipating the push from all angles, taking a lot of shots on a Miku. Let's go Top. Can we get the third?
Oh, that's a huge mistake from Navi. Kitsune especially jumps out of a moving vehicle, gets knocked out. Meku as well drives in a straight line. And Top is not going to miss shots like those, but Meku is still knocked out. The rest should be back up onto Meku. Beautiful smoke to provide that cover. But Nova as well, they found themselves a good spot inside the zone. They can try and hold it off as long as the circle doesn't take a huge shift away from them. And from what I'm expecting, it shouldn't really.
I'm tipping my hat off to Top still right there. Top, the last player alive, still was able to get a couple elim points, right? That will help stay afloat. Yes, only one, but every point is going to matter at the end of the day here.
Bolt action in the end.
Well, Lamborghini's tossing mollies up there, so they might think there might be an enemy up here, actually. So trying to clear it out.
Oh, that was his chance. That was his chance. While he was waltzing, that was his chance. If you would have connected that headshot, would have been so nice to witness. Just watching some skulls being cracked open. But yeah.
But at the same time, they don't want to give away that intel that they're playing the edge, right? Because obviously DX Xavier, they're not aware that A7 are up there on that hilltop. So I definitely get why they did hold the shot, because information is everything here, especially as we get to that mid to late game.
Yeah, A7 clearly do have a huge high ground on top of DX Xavier as well, but if they give their position away, teams in the front, like Dominant Gaming, they're definitely going to be taking little shots. And yes, A7, they're finally on a move. They do realize the circle shifts away, so they will need to try and make their mark inside the next circle.
See, in that last play, to hold the shot, it pays off even more right here, because they're able to rotate around without DX Xavier knowing for a fact that they're going to be pulling from that area. And yes, at the end, DX Xavier, they did spot out those enemies in those vehicles, but that slight amount of time played in the advantage of Alpha 7.
Oh, next three, straight up crashing on the compound of S2G. S2G knock, you have a little threat, but this time the threat being neutralized, and S2G easily able to take care of them. Fenerbahce quite close to DX Xavier. Fenerbahce's compound as well is getting charged on. The defense is trying to get breached through, but still DX Xavier are crumbling down. Duke and Machine in the front. One man in the back for DX Xavier. He's a little too separated away, but he still doesn't really have a lot of HP to work with. Lamborghini in the front, trying his best to confirm those kills. Nate goes through and instantly will confirm. But Duke and Machine, as always, he's the only man who's left alive for really late.
Yeah, as long as Duke and Machine doesn't catch a grenade to the face here, they might be able to defend. Lamborghini pressing up here. Lamborghini also needs to make sure, though, that their back sight lines aren't going to be exposed, because I see Enigma Galaxy right behind them, but it does look like Duke was spotted towards the end right there.
4 rivals as well, taking a dig on a Noah. One man getting knocked out. Still looking just so good on the overall rankings, man. 183 points, plus they got 2 points more. So they're looking really good. They're big time chilling. Godlike out in the open. Don't like the position that Godlike has. Down to only 3 players live. Z-God, Clutch God, and Jonathan.
They're in the open.
In the front, yeah.
Yeah, but fortunate for them, nobody's going to be behind them, right? Yeah. And they also have clear sight lines to the north to make sure they can't give backstab. So they really have some time to work with right now and come up with some type of game plan on how to push down onto Team Secret. So they do have that working for them.
They do have that working, but still, I mean, we've been watching Godlike, and these kind of moments, they have been choking quite a lot. But hopefully, they're able to figure out a game plan for themselves. But Downwood Gaming now getting pushed on by A7. A7 not happy that Downwood Gaming has this compound, and Downwood Gaming as well trying their best to hold on this defense. Revo! Oh, he could have got taken out there.
A7 win this. They have to. A7 are so good up close and personal. Oh, no. Especially when Fabian's going to be burned alive. And here comes Mafioso with that additional support to help Carrillo flush out this Damwon player on the second story.
Oh, that's going to be compressing Damwon down even a little bit more added pressure with Mafioso joining the fray. A7, all 4 players found themselves at least a safe spot for now. I wouldn't really call it safe because they do have another team right next to them. So Damwon Gaming, Junie, I do like what he's trying to do, is playing things a little safe, not moving around, not really giving his exact position away. So that means A7 will still have a little problem knowing that Junie's right on top of them. But here we go. Damwon finding the opening on the A7. The confirmation there instantly. Sung is the man. Was trying his best to do so. And both the other one taking down A7. They're sweating right now. 2 players being taken out just like that. Damwon Gaming not looking that great. Junie from the back strikes in. Finally, the silence breaks. And now A7. Carrillo, the only man left alive. He's trying his best to fight back. But Damwon's Gaming defense is a little too good.
Wow. Taking a little too many fights at the same time right there. They had a duo on that first story, Alpha 7 trying to flush out the Damwon solo on the second story, and that amount of time was able to really pay off in Damwon's favor in the opposite building as they just popped around the corner, hip fired the UMP, and well, we saw right there the tides have turned. And on that note, Damwon, they finished that fight just in time as well because the next zone did shift and it is completely opposite from where they currently are. So they have some time to regroup, met up, and use those vehicles that Alpha 7 used to push them to reposition.
Team Secret. Do like how they're moving over here. Playing right on the edge of the zone. They can try and gatekeep so many teams, including Enigma Galaxy right at the back, DXavier as well. This is their chance to try and rack up a lot of kills, but Furious Gaming, team in the front, 4 rivals, hasn't really been doing that great, but here comes a third party, getting shot in the back. Backs being exposed, Poppy Pocho not going to be happy of that. And here we go, Freak as well getting charged on, but Team Secret is looking a little too strong.
Wow, yeah. A Groza and a Shack right there. Oh, Noah with another 2-2 split. This is pretty much their bread and butter, especially here on Miramar. So definitely keep tabs on them as everybody honestly just trying to reposition in this new circle and trying to survive. Furious on the high ground though. Scream with the scar. Huge angle, huge sight lines from Scream, but Scream is getting pressured from Navi.
Oh, dude, it's just like all the angles at this point are being watched out by so many other teams. Third parties after third parties were ought to happen. This was expected, but Nova, quite a lot of damage being dealt onto themselves. So Nova going to be taking a little bit of back foot, taking a little chill pill behind that ridge. But here we go. 4 rival strikes in. They find a knockout. Furious Gaming going to be a little unhappy after that. Big Milo still has the high ground to work with to try and hold off the players of 4 rivals. Triggers in, trying his best to escape the sidelines of 4 rivals, but it's not going to work out.
Yeah, if I'm Furious right there, they spent so much time, so many resources to really lay the fire down onto 4 rivals. I think you just commit to making that push and trying to take them out in that close range battle compared to trying to rotate around them. And we saw right there, Furious, they just got blown to pieces. They weren't even able to use their weapon. And now here comes Nova trying to push right into that same spot 4 rivals were holding down and defending from Furious.
But the circle shifts on to 628. 628 are in luck. They also have one of the best compounds inside the circle. If they play this to perfection, that means 628 might just win this game. But Infinity is well alive in the game with 3 players. That's quite huge. Lamborghini making it hurt onto H2G. Man falls down in H2G now. Down to a 3-man squad. Team Secret getting shot in the back by Noah. These are 2 big teams, and here we go. Lamborghini being spotted. Yep, as you said, Nade Parade comes in through, try and flush out Lamborghini. Lamborghini makes this push happen. Has the M249 as well. A lot of bullets to work in his favor, but he's also getting shot at in the back. There we go. There we go. As you mentioned, he just naded himself. Unfortunate.
Oh, unfortunate for them, fortunate for Lamborghini with the M249 out there. And you were just talking about the Infinity down here in the south. They did have 4 up. That's no longer the case. But over here, Team Secret, they have been defending their shack for some time. Can they do it? Up against Paraboy, tossing a molly right into the smokes. 3 elim points on Paraboy. M4, it is locked, it is loaded, it is ready to go. Paraboy up close and personal. You gotta watch out for him. He's gonna go for that spray down. He's gonna get one, but traded on from Jumper. But Order right behind him with the support with the UMP. Can we clutch it out, Order?
Oh, he's trying his best to clutch it out, but Order as well is taking things a little cautiously. He does know that's the only man left alive for Team Secret. Jumper still able to wipe Nova out of existence, and somehow Jumper is able to keep the defense alive.
7 elim points right now on Team Secret. We can see them in 13th position. They are trying to climb up this leaderboard. Jumper, the last one alive. Little solo battle out there against D. Xavier Lamborghini. Meanwhile, all that chaos in the north, guess who's up? 6-2-8. The only team with 4 up here late game.
Oh, look at the spread as well. Yu Yang all the way on the left and the rest 3 players on the right just moving on the edge lines. I don't know if I like this spread though. If Yu Yang's position gets compromised, that means that 6-8 are going to be in huge trouble. But still, this might just work out if Yu Yang plays this out really safe and keeps his position anonymous. Lamborghini gets spotted. He should be taken care of in no time. And yes, Yu Yang takes care of him. But that means his position now has been revealed to the player of H2G. And if I'm not wrong, it's 7. But here we go. 6-8 moving quite close to Infinity. They have no clue that Newsy is right in the front, but Jumper gets taken care of by Yu Yang, and there we go. That's quite an instrumental play by them.
Yu Yang's position, yes, if they do get called out there, you have to assume they're not going to be able to get picked up, but Yu Yang...
Oh my goodness, guys, this is a 1 versus 3 situation, bro, buddy. Pagmasensya nyo na. Nakabalik ko lang, guys. I'm back. Oh, God, guys. Naku po. Heal. Naku po. That's not good. Naku po. GG. SZSTE again. What?
What
back to back?
Match right there. The mid to late game.
Back to back. Winner, chicken, dinner, again and again sa Team SZSTE. Oh my God.
They had a duo, and they are still, in my opinion, able to really
grabe yun.
in the plan of Team
Elaine Zapata, binabati kita.
Quite honestly, they were looking really good this match, and hey, they still did a good job. But
grabe yun.
You cannot discount if Nova have 1 player alive, if they have 2 players alive. It's a full squad. Order alone as a team to themselves here, so it is something else. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear what the panel has to say about that game.
That's crazy. Back to back sila yung nag...
Alright, Dave, getting fancy.
Nanalo.
With the panel, I'm curious.
Wow, wait lang ha. Post lang akong picture saglit.
Maybe they're tired of seeing their Chinese brethren team getting victories for themselves or doing well. They want to get some limelight on themselves. Pull up a victory here, very strong indeed. Helps move them up the rankings. And that's a good start for a team. Just edge forward, get a couple of extra hundreds, thousands of dollars in their pocket.
All right. I'm back.
I think even Dalshi, we checked the stats, right? He was, what was it, 3rd top fragger in lobby at the start of the day. So it's actually really impressive. They've been pretty silent, but we got the same issue we have, for example, with next Rayat, where it was only Dalshi really doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the team. Here, actually going for a strong position that typically Nova hold on to with that very famous 2-2 spin. Execution really well, waited for the late game, and just started pushing out when there was just less numbers. Really good execution.
And something that we saw, it's 2nd place, 3rd place, and 4th place team that were all out.
Grabe yung SZSTE, mga buddy. Anyways, binabati ko mga tropa natin dyan, naka-tune in. Andre Diaz, what's up?
They could make a push for those top 3 situations.
You can see Nova here, 6.
Kuya Von, saan na po yung billiards update? Eto, editing na. Bukas mapapanood nyo.
Of the teams we're trying to catch, and this point gap continues.
Yung ating billiards tournament.
Post is continuing to be moved, and obviously part of that is due to the man on your screen here, Paraboy, the MVP yet again. Is this the 2nd MVP in a row out of him? He's like, you know what, Order? Get out of here. MVP's mine, son. I'm the star player on this team.
I mean, you know that blue, those blue lines, that's order, okay? He's still pretty far when it comes to elimination. So, though in terms of overall damage, he's still really high coming out from him. The blue one. The blue one
Blue
there.
line?
Yeah, the blue line. That's order. And you know that that's going to still require a really huge day from Paraboy if he wants to overtake it. It's $10,000, you know, it's a pretty good vacation. Make to a hotel. Get pampered, you know, you'll be fine.
Yeah, get on to the Fairmont Hotel over in Singapore. You see here the points they do have, though. They have a 62-point lead. 62. I think I said 72 point is I was expecting at the end of the day here. I might go back and revisit this because I don't think I'm going to be right anymore.
I'm actually cool with my 65, actually. I'm not going to be too far. But the very interesting point in this game that you've got to keep in mind is that all the teams that we're looking at here, which are going to be Na'Vi, Nima Galaxy, and Next Ruya, are currently in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, respectively. They all went out before top 10. And while Nova was still able to get a decent amount of points, so that gap is once again increasing. We're starting to get to the point where there's no comeback from this
Can we give
team.
a special shout out to D Xavier here in 5th place? 0 chicken dinners. Every team around them has one, and yet they're still in 5th. That's pretty damn good here, especially with the team coming from Vietnam. And if we compare them to Damwon, they're able to really maintain performance they had in the finals of the league stage in East.
That is impressive. I mean, if you look at their placement points, they have more placement points than anybody near them. That means they're being consistent in regards to those placement points. I do want to give another shout out to 628. They were able to jump up to that 6th place, and this is what I was talking about. We've been talking about which team can catch Nova, right? We might be getting to that point now where some of these teams are definitely not going to be able to catch them, and it becomes an issue of some of the other teams that were in 10th place, like 628 was before this match. They're now put themselves within 13 points of 2nd place. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a big gap difference in prize pool and something that a lot of teams are going to be keeping an eye on.
I was gonna say, Max, you can calculate the prize difference, but I
don't
don't
want to put it this one.
The thing is, right, if you're talking about Nova here and the point that they have, pretty much, as long as they just don't go out with 0 points, they're gonna win. That's what they're currently sitting
Yeah.
at.
I would even go to say, like, we're already halfway done with the day. I would say this next game...
We're not halfway done yet. That was the match
we're not, yeah, I know, but we're almost there.
Okay,
That's
true.
If this next Sanal game, we do not see any of the teams that are in top 4 below Nova get a good result and Nova having a mid-lane or even bad game, I think it'll be over. I don't think you can close that gap already. It seems almost infeasible here.
I think they'll just get closer to my point gap difference. 100 points. That's what I thought it was probably going to be. They're looking to do it. And once again, the craziest part is that Nova still has a fight between themselves. You have Paraboy and then you have Order. And all of them are trying to clash against each other and see who's going to take that MVP.
Yeah, and the thing is a lot of pride to have as well. If you can beat Paraboy in this, I think for Order, like that'd be phenomenal. And we saw a couple of teams contesting it. We saw Order having a big lead going into the day, but again, Paraboy's continuing to show up here. And if Paraboy, not only is he playing to win, but he's playing to be the MVP. I feel scared for every other team out there.
I have the impression we're going to start seeing Order and Paraboy drop different locations. Like, they're hot dropping each other right now, just contesting early frags. They're just going to like, okay, we're going to take one team each. We'll try and get all the eliminations, but they're fighting for that MVP spot.
They're not even playing, they don't even need to play afraid. I mean, Paraboy almost took Secret on by himself. Like, that's how much confidence they have individually to win fights. They're taking fights uphill, which is already tough to do against the teams, the caliber of teams we have. They just have no fear.
It was Team Secret. I think we have to give a shout out to Jumper from Team Secret because even though we haven't really spoken to Team Secret or seen anything from them, Jumper being able to beat the 2 players, right, that are truly in that contention for MVP, that's going to be a confidence boost for this player. And I mean, this team's fighting for prize pool, so hopefully we'll see a little bit different. I'm not going to say Team Secret's going to go all the way to top 3. That's not what I'm saying. But it could be maybe a confidence boost to push them to top 10.
Yeah, I think it could definitely be happening. Though, if I do have to bring it to a negative aspect to the table on that play, I think that Nova could have played that a little bit better on that push onto Jumper. They could have gone for a 2-man push at the same time. They just went in one by one.
Are we nitpicking right
now?
Yeah,
I'm trying to find the small little details. Like, I can go negatively on that aspect. Otherwise, it's 99% good gameplay.
Paraboy should have definitely waited for Order, but they're currently fighting for that MVP, so he wanted to get those elims first.
I'll get it first.
Yeah, we're not happy with them being 60 points ahead. They need to be 160 points ahead, everyone. But the fact is, I mean, they still technically can improve, but obviously we would be hesitant to, I'd say, to critique them because we don't know the columns going on within the team. We don't know, like, maybe they're feeling really relaxed, right? Maybe they did get pampered at the Fairmont. Maybe they don't have to worry too much and they're not playing in that kind of situation where, all right, we need to catch up to this team to win. No, they're just like, don't die, or we're going to win. I can already go to my bank, cash that check right now. I'm already thinking about what do I want to buy, some new shoes. Maybe want to help Max.
Shout out Kevon, NJ plays. What's up, NJ?
We're going to go somewhere completely bit different with that. But
Ano ulam sa atin daw? James Espineda, what's up?
Nova just playing a little bit more relaxed. I'm not gonna lie, Max. I would love to see Oder and Paraboy drop in different locations. And I think what you were trying to go for is mostly Nova trying to do a 4 corners. Are they that confident? Are they that comfortable right now that they can just try to have a player, each player just land in a different spot just for fun?
Maybe the last match.
Maybe the last few games.
And then Paraboy's going to land like near Order and like try to nade him down. You know? So that's my MVP now. Get out of here.
I just like them to try and nade each other. Like, no, get out.
That's what we're getting at now. They're trying to down each other before they get any aliens.
Yeah, Order, take that car and run off. Ba, 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 ba.
Okay.
Well, we're seeing 628 here.
Tonight the music.
What do you want to say about 628's victory? Fight for it. I mean, still getting the elimination. They got 7 points, I think, or no, it was 25.
Ito ang ating mga highlights kanina.
Unfortunately, this team has just been a little bit quiet. But they are moving up the leaderboards. They are securing themselves in better positions, and more importantly, they're showing the world that there's not only one Chinese team that's better than you in the likes of Nova. There's 2.
Yeah, and this is the Chinese team that doesn't have this type of experience in PMGC, right? So maybe need a little bit more time to get into the swing of things. And here, actually, it was a very slow-paced game very early on in this match. I think early to mid-game, not much was really happening for them. The moment they had control 7 of that road section that was down south of the lake circle, they were gatekeeping almost everyone. I think in particular, Infinity was a team that just could not make it across that road because the hold that was coming through from 628 was just so strong, it's impossible to make that rotation actually happen. And the moment you know you cleared all the south, start going uphill, start taking control, going for the wide splits, and make sure that no one has a living opportunity or chance to take that fight against you. So 628, this is the type of finishes that I'd love to see from them. I wish I could see it just a little bit more.
I mean, we might be able to, right? This is a team that already has 2 chicken dinners. They still have, what is it? 4 more games to play. There could be a chance that they're gonna see that prize pool getting bigger and bigger. Thanks, my math was great. They're gonna see that prize pool getting bigger and bigger as they move up, and they might start changing. They might start adjusting, especially with some of the other teams. I gotta call one out. I gotta call out Alpha 7. I mean, Alpha 7 right now, they're having to. They might not even make it to top 10. Yeah, do Brazil not make it into top 10. And when we talk about that, like, remember what we were saying with Godlike, how we were hyping up Godlike, okay, maybe they're going to be able to make it to top 10. Alpha 7 might be putting themselves in a situation where they might not make it to top 10.
I feel like for maybe Alpha 7, and I mean, this can sound kind of negative, but it's not really entailed that way. I think being in Brazil, sometimes with the performance they've had over the course of the year in PMPL Brazil, it becomes like an echo chamber for them. They kind of think they're the best team in the world, and they kind of have a wake-up call. But speaking of wake-up calls, we're going to head over to Singapore here, and we have an interview with Tixie with Charmaine. Take it away, and let's see what Tixie has to say.
Hello everybody.
For the Pubg
Daddy
Mobile
Duty.
Global Championship Grand Finals. I'm Charmaine E, and oh my gosh.
Hello everybody. Kamusta? Ay, sus, naiyak ka, bebe. Ang bebe. Ang bebe. Daddy Judy. Ang daddy.
To all your fans internationally, a few questions.
Hello.
The Grand Finals
Hello.
matches away from
Sus, nakita bang anak ko? First time makita sa stream naman, no? Nakita,
Preparations did you make coming into
ay, sus. Ang bebe, nanonood tayong PUBG. Ang bebe. Ay, sus. Ay, sus. Sige na po. Sabay na lang kami ni Kevin. Sus. Daddy duties. Oh, yan. Batiin natin sila. Hi, NJ! Hello, NJ! Hello! At si Kathleen! Ayan, si Kathleen, oh! Bati mo si Kathleen! Hello, Kathleen! Hello!
We are not going to look at any tables.
Oh, si Aldrix! Ang cute ni Baby Lakeisha! Oh, cute ka daw! Ay, sobrang cute!
We are on our way.
Oh, si Kian, yung si Kian Gaming to, oh, badi mo.
Will you be making changes? So no changes.
Hello po, ako po si Lakeisha. Ako po si Lakeisha. Hello everybody. Oh, sus. Oh, tinan mo yung face ng anak ko. Ay, sus. Ay, wala full screen.
Do you think will pose the greatest threat to your
first stream mo to, nak, nga. Ha? Streamer ka anak?
для вашей команды, как вы думаете?
Baby?
Думаю,
Streamer
что
ka na?
они на протяжении
Streamer
турнира
ka?
очень стабильно отыгрывают и
Hi, baby Lakisha,
отыгрывают до
sabi ni
последнего
Alrish.
матча.
Hi ka.
Они также
Hi ka.
играли очень
Hi,
стабильно на
Ate
лиге, но у них
Alrish.
там
Hello
чуть-чуть не
po.
пошло, они заняли 4-ю или 5-ю
Hello.
позицию.
Hello.
As a scene and the Nova, they are playing very stabilized and on their way. They were also the first in their previous game.
Hello po.
But
Hello. Ayan
unfortunately,
na,
they take the
naiyak
first
na,
place on the previous leagues.
baby.
But here they are going more better and stabilized.
All right, well, all the best of luck from all of us here in Singapore. Otherwise,
Daddy
sending all the
Jordy
love
si
back to the analyst desk.
Daddy.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Bango,
Here in
bango, bango.
Singapore, we
Ay,
have
sus, sus,
TC
sus.
from Navi.
Oh, it's just me. Okay, hey, wait, I swear they're waving alone, Jason. Because contractually obligated time here to be on air. It's actually great to hear about Tixie and obviously get to hear that Nova is their biggest threat. But to be fair, I think we kind of assumed this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, just thinking about something.
You know what you're thinking about? You're thinking about OnePlus, actually. Funny enough, 7 is actually our sponsor here at BMGC. You guys can unlock Victory with the OnePlus 9 Pro with its ultra smooth gaming and its 90 FPS. And you guys never have to settle when using a OnePlus. And obviously that's what Nova are using here because they're decimating everyone out there. And Paraboy in particular, he's like, no, I'm not settling for second place MVP. He's gonna unlock Victory, and he's gonna take it himself. I do love having you and Claris staring at the phone next to me, and then Claris doing like weird faces as well.
Helicopter, helicopter.
Over in Singapore, providing ultra high speed network with 2 times lower latency. They're helping the event out as well. It's a big sponsor. What was that?
I don't know.
Are you the Flash?
Yeah, I was trying.
All right, well, we'll zip on out of here. We'll quickly head on over to a break while we see what other characters and superheroes Max can pretend to be. And we'll see you guys just a few moments here. Your hands are in the way, Max, for match 3.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Eddie, are you okay?
Yeah, take it. Yay! Oh. Can you see how many flowers are there on mine? Go! Yay!
Yay! Bungalow Ponggel! Bungalow Ponggel! Bungalow Ponggel! Semua
Every second that I breathe is going down in history. We are victorious, can't stop me.
What's up? Ninja reveal. Wala pa ninja. Mga bossing. Wala pa ninja eh. Alright, lapit na tayo mag game 3. Holy day.
Grand finals. Grand finals. To glory.
We are back and about to hit the halfway point in UFC 2021, and it is our final day here of the Grand Finals. And at the end of the day, we're going to have our champion, our best team in the world, and they're going to be $1.5 million richer. And at the moment, Nova are currently sitting in that position to do exactly that. I got Maxman, several of gaming as well here on the desk to join me, Jason Kaplan, as we break all this down. And so far, Nova have looked just as good as the last 2 days, making it even more difficult for all the other teams out there to catch up to them. But we are seeing some teams start to stand up here. Stalwart Esports in match number 1. We saw 6-8 here in match number 2. So we had 2 STE teams taking victories. Will it be a third? We'll talk here, but we talked about the merits, right? In terms of proposing.
Hello everybody!
Like we're talking about the merits between elimination points and placement points. And right now, Nova are in a very sweet spot.
They definitely are. I mean, Max, this is something that we've been asking. Another thing I want to mention, this team it's scary in a way that they just want to prove it again. If I remember right.
What?
Say what now?
I mean, that can't be right, because if that's in the on Sandhawk, sorry, I didn't notice that. This is on Sandhawk only. That is actually insane. Noticing we've only had
next game now, next game. Sandhawk, let's go.
That's actually really scary, right? Because I mentioned this is the game where I'm going to say that they are. The chances for some of the teams in our top 4 is going to be gone after this game, and the fact that Navi performed that well, we saw like 1 average placement point on this map. If they go out early here, another good performance.
Kamusta ang lahat?
It might be GG for Navi to get to that first place. Still, of course, and
what's up, kay really? Galicia, binabati ta really. Napadaan. See ready. What's up? Ivo Brylan Rodriguez.
Close that gap.
Hello, game 3.
I'm gonna put it out there. I think we're gonna start seeing some of the teams that we really haven't seen in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. I think that they're gonna start getting replaced. We haven't really seen Nex Ruya in such a long time. we haven't talked about them since yesterday. What happened to Frozen? We saw the performance from Frozen yesterday slowed down so much that it affected Nextria. So that question still, I mean, it was answered that no, Nextria is not able to perform if Frozen is not performing. See Nextria if they want to maintain themselves within that top 3 situation.
Is that your team to watch, Nextria?
It's not.
Oh,
it's mine.
Well, that's mine. Wait!
Oh!
Let's make 7 minutes. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just kidding. I'm just thinking at the end of the day
I'll just go
yesterday.
back to Turkey. I get
For
it.
me and you, Nextria. Now, Max, I'll say why I'm saying Nextria is basically what someone pointed out. The fact that they have not performed. They have not looked good, and they could be slipping from second to third, from second to potentially like 5th, 6th, 7th place here at this rate. And that's the difference between hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Ano yun?
Normally I would come over as higher, but it's actually the same thing as 7.
Chill muna ko, Evo. No, chill lang tayo.
Because they've not been
Wala pa eh. Hindi pa on game eh.
Because otherwise, I mean, they're currently standing in, what is it, 3rd place, just above the Galaxy. They need to get a good result because now it's starting to get to a point where lead is going to be extremely hard to close in the next 3 games that will remain after this Sanhok. So they need to get a performance here. If it's just a top 3, I'll be happy. A win would be even better.
I agree with that, but it's not Nextria. It's going to be my pick. It's going to be Alpha 7. And kind of along the lines of what you guys were saying, it's just a team that hasn't been performing. Usually in Sanhok, so far this tournament, they have averaged about a 9th place finish and only 4 elims. That is not the stats that I'm used to seeing from Alpha 7. Hopefully they'll be able to step it up here. Yesterday they had an amazing rotation, but for some reason they decided to play bumper cars in a location where you shouldn't be playing bumper cars. So maybe they'll be able to learn from that and readjust.
All right, real quick, I'm going to switch it up on the 2 predictions of who's going to win this match.
Nextria.
Nextria.
No.
Nova. Okay, I mean, you have a really good answer. I can pretty much agree with you there. I want to hope for Infinity, but you know one thing I don't have to hope for? Who's going to be coming up next on your screen? It's going to be Mustache Dave and Necro once again.
All right.
Blue, and
All our players on the board. Here we go.
Dave, and
let's go. Hello po Kuya Von. Matagal nyo na po ako naka-notif. Yan, binabati kita, buddy. Appreciate the love. Thank you so much. 50 pesos para sa amin sa by Riley Galicia. Ay, Aldrich Barrias. Yan, binabati kita. Okay. Saan bababa itong mga to? Yan ang gusto ko. Marami-rami sa Camp Alpha.
With the bigger picture on their mind, and that's getting that winner chicken dinner. Right now, it is critical.
Bakbakan agad.
Well, to not get tilted. So let's see what will happen. We're officially halfway done with this game. And, well,
Ayan na! Boom! Yun lang. Oh no, GG. Godlike. 2 versus 1 situation. GG.
What I really noticed what's really cool was the circle. Now it's divided
that was sad.
On those
that was really sad, bro.
Where the circle is going to be shifting now.
Okay, Godlike, let's see. Babawi po sila dito.
Having a huge advantage inside the game, and they can try and hold off all the teams that will try and cross over the other side.
Alright, babawi sila dito. Tingnan natin dito kung makakabawi ba sila.
Where the circle is going to be shifting, but now we have Z-God closing in some distance on Fenerbahce.
Yeah, it looks like Godlike looking for some revenge play out here.
Revenge play to.
Possibly take out Fenerbahce. I see Jonathan in the back lines too, so they're looking to get the 3-way pinch going right here. Fenerbahce,
mga walang baril to.
They're aware of what's about to happen. We see them prone. They got the Vector, they got the Uzi, so they got some weapons that are really good up close and personal. So really, if Godlike, if they bolt through his windows, they're gonna need to be careful.
No po.
Yeah, keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 3rd game of the final day. That means after this
last game na to.
Half of the day is already going to be concluded. That means after 3 games, champion will be announced.
No, champion will be announced na ngayon.
It's probably going to be it, but yeah. Godl trying to push against Fenerbahce, and Fenerbahce holding their nerves with the guns. They're not really giving their position away just like that. Godl, on the other hand, though, they're getting impatient, and they do want to take him out. They do smell the blood. But I do like
oh my goodness gracious. Galit na galit po talaga. Ayan na, galit na galit mga buddy. Ayun na, first kill. Oh god. Naku po. Cover muna. Nice shot.
Ooh,
Alright, so
easily
far
able
so
to take
good.
care of these two
Nako,
players.
papatayin
Punch him
muna
out.
to.
Punch him out. Is he gonna
He's
punch
gonna
him out?
punch him
No.
out. He's gonna try to
he's
punch
not.
him out. And the thing is, with Fenerbahce, they can't really respond to this because that duo, they're
Grabe.
pretty much by themselves because Fenerbahce, their other two squad mates that were still alive are completely opposite of each other. Look at this. We got Noxbomb at Dock, so they're just so far away that it's just impossible to provide that support. And it looks like one of them actually tried to swim across the channel to get there in time, and they were
Bakit
also
siya nandyan?
spotted, tagged, and bagged. So
Layo.
Noxbomb, well, it is Sandhawk, so I said it the other day, Sandhawk is that map that can really turn the tides when it comes to placement points because of the fact, and you know where I'm going with this, you can heal. You could get all the meds. So if I'm Noxbomb right here, I'm going to every building, every compound. I'm looking underneath every single bush, every single car, and I'm picking up the meds, and I am planning to just heal my butt off to at least a 5th to 4th place, get those 6 placement points, those 8 placement points, and just try to help the team out in general when we look at the overall leaderboard.
Now, Furious Gaming has to be one of those teams that has been making quite a lot of changes in their roster.
Zarek Konge, binabati kita, buddy. What's up?
Big Milo for Triggerson. Triggerson in, but the problem is inside this game.
4 minutes on the game.
Action got taken out quite early, so I don't really know if that was a good decision or not, but Furious Gaming left with only 2 players alive, Fenerbahce with only 1, and then you have Godlike with 3 players. Now, me personally, I'm from India, coming inside the tournament, coming inside the grand finals. I was so excited to see Godlike.
Meron sa ilalim
But
dun,
still,
oh.
as I mentioned, in the end of the day, even if they're top 10, that's going to be quite huge.
Oy, ang ganda ng pwestuhan dito. A7 versus Rivals.
To start off this Sandhawk.
Ladies and gentlemen, ayan na ang Granada. Boom!
Little shy of the mark here.
Oh man,
4 Rivals turtling up right here, anticipating a potential push from Alpha 7, looking for that redemption from last
what a
game's
grenade!
push.
There we go, though.
Wow.
Rebels Nade is going to be opening things up over here.
Ayun na, papasabugin niya din.
A lot of opportunities
Ito,
for
A7,
but again,
pumupush na po dito.
should be
Ayan na ang Granada!
repeating itself.
Oh my
A7 should be
goodness.
a little too cautious. They're using their utilities perfectly to try and flush out 4 Rivals from this comfortable spot they've gotten themselves in. 4 Rivals,
Alright, this is a
quite safe. An A7
1 versus 3 situation. Nag-back muna sila dito.
Despite also not able to provide that support similar to what we saw from Fenerbahce in that last push. So I think after last game's Don failed attempt to claim that compound for themselves, they realized, okay, we do not want to risk it. Currently 10th place overall. If they were to lose 1 or even 2 members this early on Sandhawk, that will set them back big time. So I like the call.
These are how those 2 players got taken out for Furious Gaming. Unfortunate start for them. But again, one of those teams that is all the way in the bottom of leaderboards. Dave, I really do feel like the next 3 games that are about to come, they're going to be really interesting. Because I feel like the next 3 games, this is where the final teams might just start playing spoilers.
Oh, it's going to be intense. It is going to be intense. And Xavier. Okay.
Naku po.
Into paradise.
Yung nakatago dun.
Like S2G, we're all prone. Just look at the doorways.
Hindi naman, huwag binabati kita yan. Down dito.
STG are setting up
Oh
a
my
trap.
goodness.
Oh, trap is strong. To knock out one of the squad mates from D Xavier.
S2G, as you mentioned, D Xavier straight up walking into the trap. Lamborghini, though, trying his best to reply back. At this point, the fallen man will be confirmed. And yeah, Lamborghini. As the speed of Lamborghini, just falling back. Punch out, punch out, punch out. Salt on the injury.
So real quick, I want to touch on that 3-man push from Alpha 7. I feel like if they would have, and I'm going to keep talking about it a little bit. I feel like if they would have wiped out, oh, look at this. Yeah, I feel like if they would have right here, they would have had for Rivals because they did not win that fight. And I feel like that here, and that's why we see them pulling back and not playing that aggressive play style that we're used to seeing from Alpha 7, at least from the West League.
Sung just played that situation so perfectly.
Junie too.
Against Alpha 7.
Junie juked them from the second story, popped out the window and vaulted through instead of going down the stairwell.
Junie was more kind of like the distraction, and Sung was just set up for like MVP play, and he did so in that fight. So Junie overall as well doing a perfect job, and Sung from the back just striking and taking each and every single player down single-handedly. But yeah, now Na'Vi, another one of those teams. As I mentioned, every single team on the map currently is just waiting for the next circle shift, where the next circle shift is going to be heading towards. If it goes on the top left island, as I mentioned, 6 to 8 are going to be in a huge advantage.
Huge, man, huge. And Na'Vi getting a lot of spotlight here today because they are in second place. They are Nova. They're just being so consistent. You know, even if they get 1 or 2 of their squad mates taken out here early, it's a mid game. They still are just a force to be reckoned with when it comes to those
mga
points. So they're doing a great job at just maintaining here today.
Yeah. No
So we are
doubt.
live.
It's
Ako
like
nga
all
po
the time
pala.
they're able to get those stellar positioning inside the game. At this point, I just want to know what exactly goes on. Well, like, what kind of comms do they do? Team comms and everything. Just want to know what exactly goes on inside the brain. All right, sure.
Team
Go ahead.
comms, Order's alive. You know what his teammates are saying? You're just better. You're better. You're better. And they're telling Order that in his ear, and Order's just pushing up with the grenade. Order got a double grenade onto Team Secret last game that we saw. Now, of course, Jumper was able to defend that shack phenomenally, really clutching it out. But those are the team comms. The team comms right there. You're better. You're better. You got this. You got this. So I love to see it. And well, getting into this game, next Ria, I believe the desk were kind of talking about how they have been slipping down the leaderboards here today. Any thoughts on that from your perspective?
Yeah, honestly, next Ria, the consistency factor seems kind of like slowly, steadily dissipating away, but still, they have tied up against Na'Vi. 131 points for both these teams, and this game is going to mean quite a lot. Because as I mentioned, after this game, that means half of the day is already going to be concluded. And that means the rest 3 games are going to be complete chaos and insanity. So this game is where next Ria, they can either go for those heal battles, as you like to mention it, and then either Na'Vi as well can try and do that and go for those easy and safe points, while the other 3 players are just trying to gain those elimination points.
Yeah, Jimmy on the scooter. That's one player you need to watch out for here on Sandhawk. Jimmy on a scooter.
That's deadly.
At next level. Yeah, that is deadly. Yeah. I would not want to be anywhere near Jimmy on a scooter. Talking about the heal strats, well, maybe Enigma Galaxy, maybe Godlike. You know, maybe those 2 teams, I'm pointing them out because they are all the way down there in the south still. Looking for
Hi guys! Commentate muna nga po pala itong si Kiana. Kiana, magko-commentate tayo dito sa mga guwapings. Ay, mga papitoy. Mga gawa ni Jesus. Hello po. Hello po sa Tulantino. Shoutout po sa Kian yun. Ay! Ako po. Ay, na-down siya. Wala akong makita. Ayan na nga. Ayan, that was worth it daw, mga baklita. Ay, shoutout daw po kay Rain, Jasmine. Oh, ay, nagalit. Ako daw. Ay, mga baklitan, dito na nga po pala si Kuya Bonyo. At yan na nga, ako lang mag-shoutout ng a minute, guys. Thank you, one. Hi po sa'yo, Sandra Maluta. Hi. Ayan na, pa-shoutout na naman. Pa-shoutout. Alan, nako po. Daming naghahasa akin. Bakit kayo ganyan? Pa-shoutout Kuya Kay. Hello po, Verde. Kyle B. Shoutout sa'yo. Gawa ka po ni Papa Jesus na napaka-pogi. Lagot ka mamaya. Andito na po siya, papagalitan ako.
They can try and go for those kind of shenanigans, but still, Enigma Galaxy haven't rotated inside the zone yet. They're one of those teams that are going to take a lead pretty late. Have all the players live again. I'm pretty sure Enigma Galaxy has to be one of those teams that are going to be going for those heal battles.
And look at that. They got the pickup on Freak. So those shots were for nothing. Those shots were for nothing. Next zone goes up, though. So talk about being for something for nothing. Look at that. I mean, a hard shift pretty much all the way up there to the north. The Infinity is in strong position right now in this game.
6-8. One man gets caught out in the open. Looking pretty tricky. Moves out.
Ayan nga, di tayo nakita ni Kuya Buwan na umalis lang saglit ay nag-edit ang ating wapitang Kiana. Hello po. Uy, ba't nagahaha kayo sa akin? Ayan, tinututukan ng baklushi. Ay, Diyos Kuya Buwan.
Ano nangyayari?
Sorry. Ay, baklita daw. Ay, hello po. Ayan, dumadapa.
Dumadapa. Ayaw matutukan. Ayaw maputukan. Ay, nako. Ayaw nilang matputukan, ha? Ayan, yung DWG. Sumusugod. Gusto maputukan. Ayan, puputukan na sila ng Navi. Nako po.
Looks like Mikkyu's gonna wait for at least 2 of the members to be in the water here. Oh,
Nako
also providing support for his teammates who are currently swimming across the channel as well. So they are playing a crucial role to the success of the trio trying to make it onto the land here.
Yeah, Meku is like just staying in the back. If there's a little threat, he's given a lot of visual info for the team. So now the team knows there's another team right on the right side, so they can always.
Ayan na, pinutukan na sila ng DWG. Ayan, down ang DWG dito sa Navi.
We do have Meku from the back as well, trying his best to make it hurt. Matic in the close.
Yari sila. Oh, yun lang.
From the back, and he's taking a lot of shots, and his 4 rivals not
Yari sila dun.
Gaming.
Oof, Matic still in the water.
Nako po, down din.
He doesn't want to pop up. He can't
down na
pop
dito.
Up, once when he goes
down na DWG dito, mga buddy.
All those gunshots ringing on out now. 4 rivals going to be looking right on top of him.
4 rivals, yeah, as you mentioned, they joined a third party. Actually, 4 rivals, that's huge high.
Meron pa pala isang DWG.
Navi, though, still a little safe, so they're going to be going for the res on the fallen man. Takesy. Diamond Gaming still has another one man alive on the right side, and Navi, I feel like, is not going to be a huge threat for Navi. So Navi, of course, as I mentioned, they're tied up in next trio. They already have 2 points on their pockets, so that means Navi are now in second place officially, but still,
wow, second place sila.
Gaining a lot of points inside this game.
Wow, it's about to be sweaty, man.
Thank you, Dito Voices, pag mention sa IG. Appreciate it. You're welcome, Janaya.
Here, Fenerbahce, unfortunate for them, one of the
Kat Gedor, yun, binabati kita. Sobrang late na ng mapa, mga buddy. Ito na yun.
So, gotta say, Navi definitely coming out on top of that one. Next zone does go up, though, just touching a smidge of paradise. And Infinity all the way up there to the north, a huge position for them.
Yeah, Infinity definitely having a huge position. That's going to mean quite a lot. There's a little separation. It's a 3-1 split. Melo was in the back, but I do see him retreating back towards his teammate. Logan as well, just having the high ground, making sure no one's crossing over the bridge. But 6-8 is making their way slowly and steadily on the other island. And Infinity will need to try and stop 6-8 if they're not going to do so. 6-8 winning that previous game, they're already having their morals boosted up quite
high. Binabanatan na nila.
Looking at the Infinity, like, this is a team mid-pack right now when we're looking at the overall leaderboards. With this zone shift, they have a lot of potential to really try to capitalize on getting some solid sight lines and getting a lot of elim points, especially like you mentioned, 6-8 now looking to reposition out there on that west side. But over here, one of the main focal points, all the teams using boot camp to try to safely rotate into zone. I'm counting at least 4 to 5 different teams in this area alone.
No po, 4 rivals versus,
oh
my goodness, STE.
Oh
God. Ayun, Navi, nandito yung isang Navi, mga buddy.
Unfortunate stuff for them. And it was Fabian from Diamond Gaming. That one little man alive, that one snake alive from the back is going to strike in. And Navi now being handicapped big time. Tixie, the only man left alive in the front, has a huge burden on his shoulder.
Yeah, with that said, I'm kind of surprised. 4 rivals kind of running out here in the open. Their backs exposed here. Oh, look at Tixie, though. Tixie is prepared to take out Fabian. Let's see Tixie with the UFP popping up. Fabian taken out.
Good shot by Navi.
Navi's still going to be alive with some elim points to continue trucking forward.
Look at Godlike. 2 players alive in the game. Still Zcon.
Dead.
Has a lot of threat in the front, but Nova, I'm going to hold on to our words. Finally finding an opening on the Nextria. Nextria had all 4 of their players alive, but finally now one being found frozen as well, being knocked out. These are 2 huge players being taken care of this early in the game. Nextria,
Lahat
they're
sila
going
mo
to sweat in the
naka-M4,
late
no?
game.
Yeah, and that's bad for Nextria because they're down to just a duo. You know, that's bad for Na'Vi as well, down to just a solo. Every single game that Nova show up to the mid to late game with their numbers advantage is bad for everybody else trying to climb up and overtake them.
Ayan na, gagi. Sobrang pangit ng pwesto nila. Ayun na, grenade!
They're pushing up.
Oh,
they're awfully
they're alive, they're
together
alive.
down there in the south.
Frankie, you can't just make it hurt for...
Uy, gagi! Napatay niya pa yun. Oh my
They're
god!
being shot at from all the different angles.
Nice
and now
shot.
Xavier as well knocking on their doors. But guess what? This time Noah losing out to 2 players. Jimmy and King fall down, and Yita is the man putting a lot of work against Noah.
This is against Nextria too, that team in 3rd place. Yes, they did get taken out right there, but still, being able to play spoiler to your enemy here in 1st place for that $1.5 million, that's huge.
Get back.
Oh, Na'Vi taken out too, though.
Yeah. Na'Vi are going to be on the 2nd place, so... Oh man, I can already
Okay,
imagine
NV,
next
sana lang.
The upcoming games are going to be absolute insanity. But yeah, for now, 6-8 having the high ground inside the...
Dylan, what's up?
Inside the zone over here, but they will need to
Anybody
leave it
there,
soon.
man?
That means leaving in high ground, they will have to move out in the open, and that's where problems are going to start knocking their doors.
23.
I do see Stalwart Esports as well trying to swipe their ground up in the front.
Nice shot. Wow.
So...
4 rivals out of the game.
In
NV and NGX.
4th place right now.
Nandito pa
If they
sila.
try to heal up and overtake Nextria, that's a lot of money going their way if they can continue to maintain those points moving forward in those next 3 games like you mentioned.
GG.
So let's go. The heal strat on Sandhawk. That's what I want to see. Enigma Galaxy pulling that one out here.
Ganda ng pwesto nito mga to.
Usually, I don't
Grabe.
really like to see a heal battle. But yeah. I mean, for
It's going down.
consistency for teams, it's definitely one of the best choices out there for
Nako po,
consistency.
patay siya dyan.
And Paraboy
Boom!
left out in the
Oh
wall
god,
death, so
muntik na.
He's also taking quite a lot
Boom!
of damage.
Ayan na!
Silent
Dead!
Mute behind this little rock. He's just getting
Boom!
bombarded
Ay,
down.
boy
He's
pa!
barely surviving on a sliver
Boy
of
pa!
health. He needs to start
Grabe
patching
yun!
himself up. S2
Ayan na!
Silas Pierce
Eto
is
na,
walking
magpapatay sa kanya mga body. 3, 2, oh yun lang.
managing himself up, but this time he gets shot
Oh,
in the
dead
back,
din.
and it's Infinity
Oh,
taking out that
grabe ang
man.
gulo.
Yeah, Lamborghini was trying to cook that grenade
Team
to
Secret dito.
perfection before tossing it. Just
Malakas
wasn't
pa
able
at
to
syempre
do
ang
so.
Team Infin eh.
Infinity
Grabe yung
have
Team
been just
Infin ha.
punching out these zones. Let's see if they can defend.
Apat pa
because
sila
they are
dito.
getting pushed right now from all angles. Next circle does favor them once again too. So Infinity, they just have to defend. Not only that, they have a duo that's in
Boom.
hard cover.
Ayan
They have
na.
a compound
Shish,
to work
DG.
with.
Oh,
GG.
finally. So many nades being utilized. just to
Grabe
take
yung
down that
grenade
one
na yun. Okay,
single
last
Z-God
5
inside the zone, healing himself up, trying to
teams
defend
remaining.
inside the zone.
Sino ang mananalo
At
dito?
this
And
rate,
this is it, mga
Chase
buddy.
Zone looking
Who
pretty
is gonna
good.
be
I don't think so Z-God's gonna be surviving
the
that
champion
damage the zone's dealing on
ngayong
him, unless if he has a lot of to work with.
Uy,
But I don't
pucha, ano
think he
to?
has a lot of
Kagi, napaka umaano na pala. Sobrang late na pala. Ng mapa.
Moving out on the edges of the zone, hugging the wall of death. And Fredo, I
Oh
do
my
like what they're
goodness.
trying to do here, but Infinity are going to be having their arms open for Team
Who is gonna win? Team Secret dito? Standing strong? Naku po, namatay pa dito ang Team Secret.
Team Secret trying to wrap around that west side
Naku,
and use that
mahirap
hard
tong
shift
puso
angle
ng
to their
godlike
advantage
dito
of the
mga
zone.
buddy. Ayun pa, binanatan pa sila. Ayun pa.
Uh-oh, what the
Oh
spray down.
man,
Look at this little
GG.
lead peek right here.
GG. Grabe, lakas.
Able to get
Lakas ng Infin, gagi, apat pa sila.
Stalwart Esports as well, including Team Secret.
Dude.
Fredo left with not a lot of
Dude,
HP to work
this is a
with, and
4
both
versus
Wolves
1
definitely take care of them.
situation. GG na.
They're looking so good.
Infin.
Necro, look what's happening. Enigma Galaxy.
19
Listen,
first aids.
Yes, when I pointed this out, there were 10 teams alive. So if they were to get
19
taken on 10th
first
place,
aids?
that's 1 placement point. But because they utilized the healing strategy, they went from getting only 1 placement point to a guaranteed 12 placement points. And you're gonna sit there and tell me you don't like the med strat on Sandhawk? You're crazy,
Seryoso ba
man.
to?
You're crazy. This is it, man. At its prime.
4 teams
to go
is good.
from 10th to 2nd? Come on, man.
Seryoso ba
4
to?
teams is definitely really good, right? For keeping that
Gagi.
consistency factor going. And
Kagi, seryoso ba
a lot
to?
of first days to work with. We're going to be here for a while. Infinity, though, finally, I'm really happy to see Infinity
Oh
win
my
this
God,
game.
pucha, heal lang siya ng heal, oh. Ilan
Ilan
ba medkits niya, pucha? 12 pa!
And finally now, able to show themselves
Let's
up on
see
the
kung
board.
makakabuy
This
time siya
move
dito,
maybe
11
there's a
pa.
little chance for Infinity to maintain that top 5 place after this game.
I'm happy for Enigma Galaxy because I think coming into this game they were 4th place.
Healing lang ng healing, oh.
Na'Vi getting taken out towards that mid game.
Walang yung first aids yan,
might be
9.
the game that they overtake him or at least close that gap to make it even more possible in the next 3 games to really try to get as much money as possible. So Meds, man, Meds, this could be the play that gets 600K.
Oh my
that
God.
might be able to get him $300,000. Like this play alone might have just netted up 200K at the end of the day. I don't know. We'll find out. Of course, we still got 3 more games to go, but this is huge for him.
Grabe
Yeah,
naman.
this is definitely huge.
Wala na, 4 na.
As you mentioned, going for the
Apat na lang.
consistency play, Enigma Galaxy are going to be getting those 12 placement points.
GG, boys, GG!
But yeah, Infinity overall, though, gotta say, they really needed this. They did realize it's the 3rd game of the final day. This is where we throw the ball. If we're not able to do so, it's a do or die situation for us. But
Okay, last one.
Out is that after this game, are Infinity going to be shooting themselves up to top 5 or not?
GG.
Maybe. Look at this dude. He's just full blown concentrated on hitting that meds at the right time. Med down. He's looking out there. He's like, well, boys, this might have been the play that got us 200 extra K at the end of the day. So GG's the Infinity. Like you said, they played this one nice too. Yes, they did get a couple zones.
Ano nangyari doon, kawawa na.
That mid to late game, but they also held down a compound as a duo.
Good game, good game.
Their other duo to make sure nobody can wrap behind them and surprise them from that west side. So they were definitely proactive this game, and you got to give it to them.
Gotta say, man, the patience as well that Infinity showed in the previous game of Sandhawk were quite huge. Infinity overall, they totally deserve this, and they desperately needed this as well, Dave.
What a game. 9 elimed. GG. GG. And that's Sandhawk right there. We had 3 Sandhawks here of the tournament. Now we got 3 more games to go. That's going to be the deciding factor. Of course, we'll be joined with John and Blake. Any final remarks, though, from you, Necro?
Nothing much, man. I just want to see the final 3 games, honestly.
Final 3 games. Let's go. Get pumped up. Get that popcorn. Let's head over to the analyst desk.
Thank you, Hugh Hefner and Mustache Dave, as we have closed out our 3rd match of the day. That means it's our halfway point of our final day of play here in Infinity. I mean, I talked about it before we started the entire event. They're super consistent when it comes to Sandhawk, but shoutouts to Enigma Galaxy here. They won Sandhawk day 1. They get a 2nd place here. Like, they get a lot of points. As you heard Dave saying, that might be the difference between $200,000.
Yeah, we saw the rise of the heal-off strat all of this year, actually, and well, if you don't like it or if you like it, it doesn't really matter because you might just win for Enigma Galaxy an extra 450,000 between that 4th and 2nd place, just able to overtake potentially Nova, sorry, not Nova just yet, that's a little bit too far, sorry, Na'Vi and also next 3 out.
Spoilers, did you read the script already?
Nah, not yet, but it is possible. So the heal-off strat, I mean, it works out, you get consistent point every single time. Enigma Galaxy, they found the secret source and it works out every single time almost.
It definitely does. The only thing that kind of concerns me, right, is just the amount of LMs. This is like a consistency thing with them. When they won, they ended up with 8 LMs. This one, they ended up with 2. And yesterday, they ended up with 3 LMs and 7. So they might be getting the placement points, but I still feel like they need to work out with their LMs.
Just to show you, Nova 9th place, Na'Vi 13th, and an extra at 14th. So Nova still keeping a lead over 2 out of the 3 teams we're trying to chase against them, meaning it's even more difficult now with 3 matches left to go to see Nova be surpassed. But Frankie 007, not going to be the first time MVP here, 7?
It's definitely not. I mean, he was actually in contention, if I'm not mistaken, Mass. He was in contention to be that MVP, right? Like top 5, if I'm not mistaken?
I think it was top 4, top 5 at one point, and that was down to that Miramar game. We had a huge impact, actually, versus, I think it was Alpha 7 on that finish versus Mafioso. He did some incredible plays on that in that exact game. But yeah, it's good to see these there. We know they typically play around that position. They like to enter a little bit late inside of Paradise Resort, but this time actually was Team Secret, and we saw some good plays. Team Secret get involved versus Nextria, versus also Nova, I believe at one point in time it was. So Team Secret, they showed a few sparks this game. It's just a little bit too late to show up, but I'm still really impressed with their game.
And I mean, it's going to be they're currently in 11th place. We talked about some of these teams wanting to be in that top 10. You definitely don't want to be outside of the top 10. I feel like it's a confidence thing. It's a little badge of honor that you can also put on your Twitter handle for some of the players. And then as we're looking at here, I mean, we do see Enigma Galaxy being able to pass out Navi. You were mentioning Next Ruya. I feel like Next Ruya has just let us absolutely down in a way. Not sure if it's because Frozen's not performing or whatever it might be. They ended up in 14th place with just one element. This is the kind of stuff that's just not going to allow you to stay within those top 3.
I have the impression with Next Korea, I understand what's going on wrong on their side. There's just so many things happening around them, and there are some teams like talking about Navi with their blinders on, where they're just not paying attention to what's happening too much. Here, I think they're paying so much attention to what's happening around them that they're just losing focus on the game, on their position, and it hurts them because they got pushed by, I think it was Team Secret, there was Nova at one point in that fight. I think that if they can take things step by step, would help them a lot to try and remain consistent in these fights.
Yeah, and one thing that might help them maintain being consistent is picking themselves up a 1+9 Pro with its super perfect FPS, 90 FPS. You're gonna be getting yourself in game here. You can pick one up for yourself, and you can also never settle and potentially unlock some victories for yourself. And obviously, Roof not able to get a victory quite just there, be able to help himself heal off and get that second place finish. Now, there's a couple of numbers that I wanted to touch on really quickly. Was the fact that Enigma Galaxy, they're 4 points, only 4 points behind in placement against Nova, but they're 60 points behind in total. That means they're 56 points behind in eliminations. They have 40 eliminations. Nova have 96. Maybe they're spending too much time getting pampered at the Fairmont Hotel in Singapore. You guys seen some of the players, the pictures they're putting out there make us so jealous. It is cold here in Berlin. They must be enjoying it. And then they booked themselves a little bit of an extra vacation thereafter to reward themselves for their placements here, which obviously the money they're getting, they sure as hell are going to be able to get that pampering in, the 5-star hotel. Maybe us. Maybe we should go take a trip. Let's get all the talent. Let's get Mustache Dave. Let's get Necro.
That'd be nice.
John Allen, Blank. We'll get some extra sunscreen for those two, and we'll head on over.
Jan, are you listening?
Yeah, that would be great. But obviously, as we move on to talk about this, the fact that Enigma Galaxy did shoot up the rankings, still 60 points difference. 3 matches left. You have to average over 20 points a match every time. That's easy, right? But every time Nova score a point, it becomes that much harder.
At least it's remained in the same ballpark, right? It's not like they created a extra 30, 40 point lead in the first 3 games, right? There's still a chance of that happening. We said it right, 20 points every single game if you are currently in that top 4 position. And seeing how inconsistent sometimes those teams can be. Next Ray have been inconsistent, Navi's been inconsistent. We're lacking kills. If they don't improve on those aspects of the game in these last 3 games, I just don't see it happening. It can't happen here.
I mean, and that's 20 points per game, and that's just guessing, right? Not even that. That's just guessing that Nova's going to end up losing every one of those matches with 0 points, which I just don't see that happening. Yeah.
So you're basically calling our victor right now, the entire tournament?
Yeah, 100%.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Nova, I don't see any team. They even mentioned it themselves. They're the only thing that's stopping them from getting the championship.
Is themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe the battle we're looking at now in Nova is a battle for the MVP, and Paraboy's been put foot forward, but I still don't know who's actually in the lead at the moment because Order did have such a massive lead in terms of eliminations.
But I mean, we've seen Paraboy stepped it up in a big way, and we haven't even seen Order in any of the MVPs and any of the top players. I feel like Paraboy might. I feel like that race right there might be closer than what we might be.
Yeah, I think it like that Order had maybe one more elimination, but Paraboy was still the MVP because of survival time. The last one remaining.
I think the thing that might make it the Order is actually the MVP at the end of the day is because he had that 2,000 extra damage at the end of day 2. Like 2,000 damage for race to MVP is huge to make up for that for Paraboy. I don't think we've seen enough for him to make up for that 2,000. So last 3 games, if he can get some big, maybe 5 elimination games every single time, then that might be able to allow him to close that gap. But it's too big of a gap that was created yesterday for Order. It's hard to close that one.
I mean, even with that one, we still had the gap between the average survival time, right? I think at the beginning of the day, it was 30-minute discrepancy between those two. And Order pretty much has to just spawn in and die right away. we would have to see, we would have to see what we were talking about. We have to see Paraboy land to him and be like, hey, hold this for me, please. Thank you.
Oh, no. Yeah, but I mean, the fact is, even besides that, we obviously can't call a victor just yet the entire tournament. We can't call a champion just yet. Crazier things have happened, though it is looking likely for Nova. The battle then comes into like that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, potentially 5th place position. We saw Infinity. They shot their rankings off that victory into 5th place. There is still a very tight battle in these placings for runner-up.
And the craziest thing that we've seen right between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place is that those teams continue to keep getting eliminated before we even get to a top 10 situation. I think in the last match, if I'm not mistaken, it was next Rhea, and now we're eliminated before we even got to a top 12 situation. Yes, they were able to get points in real, but it's just not good.
Even happened in the Miramar game, I believe. All the 3 runner-ups also went out before top 10 position. That just can't happen anymore. It happens once more, you're out of that race of top 1.
And we are seeing here a little bit of a race for the Infinity to make sure to close out this match. And we can see how wide of a separation they have here as well. I mean, they have 3 players grouped up together towards the west side of the mainland, and that 1 player off very far.
Yeah, not too big of a surprise. It's a pretty nice position. If there are locations that typically teams don't like to drop too much 7 right, it's going to be the northeastern side and also just the eastern coastline, which are not very populated. So if you want to go for some wide splits to get all that loot, spread your wings early on, that is a position to make that happen. But other than that, you just play the northern side. And the cool thing about these positions next to Tatmok is that you've got those little hilltops. Not contested, as I said, because many teams drop there and you get that vantage point for information. So it makes those rotations from mid to late game even easier.
I feel like a big thing that kind of helped this team get the win as well was how many teams were outside of the zone towards the south. We saw Nova having to do a big rotation where we've been talking about it too, Max. When is Nova actually losing? And it comes down to when, like, there's no other option where they just have to full send it, and they're more than likely going to lose that engagement. So I felt like that was a big part of this game, but the Infinity played out.
Yeah, and also talking about Infinity here, looking at that 2 to split the way we play, just give them so much information once again that I mentioned in these positions, extremely important, but they were making sure that, for example, Furious were trying to breach onto the side, which is, I would say, one of the smartest entry points if you do not have the position that Infinity have in the first place, and they're just trying to wrap around, but this 2 to split enables you to defend that position so well, so Furious Gaming had no chance to make that work out, and then I mean, it's Sanok, you got the heal off, you just got to be like, at the end of Sanok, I have the impression what you have to do if you know this heal off, you just got to do an emote dance battle, and that's the play.
That's usually what we end up seeing, right? I mean, players dancing.
We did see one result, though, on I can't remember which season it was. I think it was season 1 this last year of PMPL, where we had like 3 players left alive for, I think it was like Big, if I'm not mistaken, and they're sitting there dancing and emoting. There was 1 player hiding on top of the UAS who took 2 of them down and almost won the game. So, I mean, I agree. I mean, especially if you know it's probably going to be a roof healing off in the blue, you could do it. But the fact is, this is a strategy that obviously Enigma Galaxy were planned for. I think Dave pointed it out. He had like 24 or 26 first aids. They knew they were gonna go for something. That's not the first time we've seen them do this.
Yeah, they still had, what was it? They still had 20 first aids when he was sure he was going to be in second place. I was scared at one point that potentially Infinity was going to be in the last circle and they were going to be not able to out heal Raouf because they didn't have the first aids for it. So it's a strat that works. You can't argue with it and just keep on going, Enigma, because you found the recipe to success.
Yep. But as long as it gets the points, right now they're in second place. They're not complaining.
But more eliminations.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, it might not be pretty, but if it's $100,000 extra dollars, I'm not going to complain about how it looks.
You're going to take us on a vacation?
I am definitely not going to take you on vacation, but I will take my parents on a vacation.
Oh, that's
and maybe steal their 2 dogs because they're adorable little puppies. But we need to talk about the puppies. We need to talk about what's going to be coming up next. We still have 3 matches left to go until we decide who our champion is here at PMGC 2021. We're going to get tuned back in after a short break.